Welcome to Ratcliffe Stadium in Fresno for the matchup between Fresno City College and Modesto JC. Both these teams are red hot, have won their last 4 games in a row, and both are 2-0 in conference. So today is a big game. We've got the coin flip. Is Craig Myers is our referee today, and we'll have the coin flip. Modesto in their white jerseys, Fresno in their home red. And this is a matchup, rivalry, not so much a rivalry. Fresno's has 35 wins to 11 wins for Modesto JC. So Modesto has Fresno deferred, and Modesto will get the football to start off. And we are here down in Fresno, and to get a perspective on Fresno City College as one of their alums, Sean Soares. Sean, welcome to Modesto JC football.
Thank you so much. Good to be here.
So what do you're familiar with this, played for Coach Cavilla. I know you went to New Mexico State. What are some keys you see for Fresno to execute today in order to win this homecoming game, which you've already got some free food you didn't share with me, but that's another thing we'll talk about later. But go ahead, Sean.
You know, it's the same Fresno City football that has been over the years, and it's run the ball, and it's run the ball hard. They have that nice power style of football. You know, they're going to have to hold on to the ball today. The first 2 games of the year, they had quite a bit of turnover issues, which led to 2 losses, but they've been coming back strong over the last 5, and they're doing a really good job of maintaining possession of the ball.
And speaking of which, there's some common opponents between these teams. It's American River and College of San Mateo. Now, Coach Cavilla is familiar with the Berry, coach at Chabot College. He loves going to the Berry. He didn't love that day. Fresno City College turned the ball over more than a bad bakery. But since, they've really regrouped, and you look at his webpage, it's a balanced attack. But they also play strong defense. They're one of the better scoring defenses in the state, and as Modesto had 77 points last week, broke their school record. I'm not seeing one of those 35 to 32 games. I'm thinking we're going to first team to 27 wins today.
Absolutely. And, you know, it is kind of hot today on the field. So we'll see how that plays as this game goes on.
And Modesto will start on their 20-yard line, and they're led by their quarterback, number 9, Jack Weaver. And boy, did he have a game last week. For me, this was my career in JC. He had 311 yards passing, 5 touchdowns, and was also the Pirates' leading rusher with 111 yards. Their offensive line has done a great job. Johnson, Zugafola, Halleck, Serrano, Evans, and then Atkinson will sub in if need be. Fly sweep, and that's Anderson with the carry, Alderson with the carry. And for me, selfishly, I've been gone for a couple weeks, been doing all the Modesto games. It's great to be back and be down here in Fresno and having Sean help us out today, and hopefully you enjoy the game here on Norcal Sports TV. 3-by-1 set, and your typical, and I'm sure you played against Modesto back in the day before they probably got into this fast-paced offense, not calling you old. But they really speed up their tempo after they get that initial first down, as we can see.
Absolutely.
So 2-by-2 set for the Pirates. And, well, that was one of the players that Coach Stivers identified in the pregame, and that is number 9, Isaiah Scales Edwards, one of the good up-front defensive linemen, and will rotate in. He's quite a player.
I'm looking forward to seeing this matchup with this D-line versus stout offensive line as well.
2nd and long, and Weaver will run. But what I liked there, Sean, by that pass rush, they didn't rush past the quarterback.
Yes.
They kept their level knowing that Weaver can run the football.
Absolutely. And that's one of the things with the defensive line, that if you have big guys, not necessarily fast, rushing upfield is just going to create more lanes for a quarterback to run through.
And if you can't get there, you put your hands up and get a pass deflection. I mean, that's knowing, I think the key in football is knowing your ability and doing what you're capable of doing. 3rd and long for Weaver. He's got all day. The Rams are in coverage, and Weaver uses his feet. Now, typically with the ball here is they're going to get into a pistol formation and possibly have a chance to punt the ball on a short kick or go for it if they don't get the numbers.
Yes.
But they're bringing on the punt team, and that's Andre Sherman, who's, since he's taken over the punting duties, has done a very good job, and he also starts as a defensive player. He's averaging just over 40 yards a punt.
Wow. Yeah, Fresno City has a quite a really good punter as well.
Michael Gates takes the return, and he's got room to run, and there's no white jerseys. And he's tackled at the 16-yard line. And typically, what do you do when you run your return? You run it to your bench, and there's an example.
Yes. And the fact that he didn't fair catch that ball and he had defenders bearing down on him, it really gives you a big opportunity for a play, because the defense is already covered so far. You beat the first level and you're gone.
And they're in the back of their mind, and you know how you played a lot of football. He who hesitates in this game is lost or burnt. You could see Modesto's like, is they going to try to return this, or is he going to go the fair catch?
Yes.
Jonah Johnson, the quarterback, number 10. And they're in a 3-by-1 set, and they're a very balanced attack. Johnson in the pistol. Last week, Fresno beat Sac City 27-21. Backfield in motion, little ISO screen now. That might be a lateral, and it is. And Modesto gets the turnover.
Oh, he's calling incomplete.
Well, and the officials, something that they didn't have when we played. They actually have the headsets to be able to communicate that. They called it a lateral, but he didn't get in bounds. So that's not
is that what it was? Okay.
Yes, they called it a lateral. And Andre Sherman tried to get on that football, didn't get a foot in. And after the big return, you don't want to lose 9 yards.
No.
Empty backfield, 3-by-2 set, 2 receivers at the top of your screen. And another ISO screen out here in the flat. Good blocking by Fresno. Doesn't pick up a lot of yardage, but they'll at least pick up 6.
And Jacob Torres, tremendous hands coming out of Central High School. There's a couple Central products on the team, and even in high school, you throw the ball to him, he's going to catch it.
And it's so much today because there's limitations on hitting and contact. Get the ball in space to your players and let them break tackles.
Yes.
Here's one of my favorite formations. It's 2x2 with what I call the choo-choo stack. I don't know why, but I was a big train kid fan when I was a kid. Johnson on 3rd and 12. He's got all day to throw. But then the Pirates defense has him, breaks contained. We've got a holding penalty and then an incomplete pass. And then the player's helmet is off.
Yeah, that might be an illegal participation. His helmet went off, and he kept blocking and blocking and blocking. He disengaged and then re-engaged on the block.
Safety rule.
Yes. Strap your helmet on, boys.
So it's 3rd and 3rd. It's going to be 4th down depending on the penalty.
You know, the kicker for the team, I talked with one of the coaches before the game, and the kicker has a tremendous leg. I mean, he shoots them in. I was watching pregame, and he had it lined up past the 40, and he's making them in regularly from there. So,
Against the offense, number 76, helmet came off during play and continued participating. That's 15 yards, still 3rd down.
So that'll, I imagine, they're trying to decline this.
That play is declined. 4th down.
So it'll be 4th and 12. It's going to be about a 37-yard field goal.
Fourth and 13 for the Rams.
Evan Rios will come in. You want to capitalize this, don't you, Sean? I mean, I don't want to play Captain Obvious, but you had kind of a cat burglar-like mentality to take that kick close to your 10-yard line and get a return. You got to get some points here.
yes. And a field goal is not necessarily what they wanted, but if they could get points on the board first.
And that's good.
That's good.
It's good from 37 yards out.
37-yard field goal.
28 to go in the first
And
quarter.
Fresno leads Modesto 3-0. You're watching Modesto Junior College Football on Norcal Sports TV.
Modesto Junior College Football on Norcal Sports TV is brought to you in part by Modesto Junior College. Go to mjc.edu for more information on one of the largest athletic programs in the state. Big Island Movers, your go-to for prompt and professional moving services in Modesto and beyond. Fonzie's Tacos. Life without tacos is like no life at all. Meeting rooms on demand. Great value and rates in the Bay Area, Fresno, and Las Vegas. And American Asphalt, taking care of business in Northern California for 35 years.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
So we're back. And Fresno, and I like to call key 3 possessions. Your first possession of the game, your last possession of the half, and your first possession of the third quarter. If you get 2 out of those 3 and you're positive on the turnover ratio, you always find yourself in a pretty good position to win the game.
A great position. You're right.
Now, Alderson returned that ball about 22 yards, but he actually lost 1 yard because he's running side to side. The return is always towards your bench, right? Most of the time, and that's how. But at a certain point, you got to go, you know what? I abort plan.
Absolutely. You know, and that's one of those things that you get the ball there. You know, sometimes there's a fluid return scheme that they would go to that side. But, yeah, they are trying to get it to their sidelines.
So the Pirates will take over on their own 13. Speed option, and Weaver keeps it. And positive yardage on first down. He'll pick up 7. He's the second leading rusher for this team. And Devin Bass leads the team, one of the top rushers in the state. Only had 67 yards last week. Talked to the Bass man before the game. He said he was ready to go. 2-by-2 set. The Pirates second and short, and they'll feed the Bass man. finishes with a forward lean and picks up about 12. And Sean, I don't know if you've had a chance to watch him. He finishes with a forward lean. They literally lean on him a lot to get a lot of yardage. I think you'll like the way that gentleman plays
I'm excited
football.
to watch, especially after that run right there. I'm excited to watch what he does this game.
Forward lean. Adelson in the fly sweep. Similar play they ran earlier, and they'll pick up 8. But it's great to watch get back to Modesto football. And, for both these teams, they just didn't get off to the best starts. And it wasn't because they were losing to Joe Putz, JC. They're playing some quality football teams. And now we're both playing solid football, not turning it over. And Weaver takes it up the middle and picks up a nice chunk and gets about 8 yards.
And that's where the quarterback position has started to change over the years. It's a running back that's playing quarterback now.
Yes.
And it's a dynamic position because you have a durable guy that can run and bang and still pass the ball. And they have to be built that way.
Yep.
And this kid is running like he's a running back right now.
Weaver back to pass, little pump and go. Doesn't have any receivers. Breaks containment. Jelly legs one guy, jelly legs another defender, picks up 8 yards. Wow. Shaw just said that the guy's a running back, and I think he just proved it with that play.
Yes,
I mean,
he did.
if you watch no other plays.
That is the one. And it's one of those things when you look at him on the field, if you didn't know what position he played, you couldn't tell what position he was.
He's a great
He looks
kid,
like a running back.
Great kid. Talked to him before the game. Great attitude. And coming in and wasn't the starter at the beginning of the year and feed the bass and move the chains for Modesto. So last week, Modesto scored 11 touchdowns.
Wow.
A lot of them over 60 yards. We like to call that here at Norcal Sports TV the Blue Bayou defense, Linda Ronstadt. They're going to have to grind out drives today against Coach Cavilia's Rams.
And they're showing that they can march the ball down the field incrementally. And there's a big play.
Touchdown, Modesto Junior College. Darius Nelson out of Oakdale High School. There's just nobody there.
Nobody. There was a nice block on the end out of the receiver on that side.
And here's the play. Sean, talk us through it.
Yeah, he breaks one tackle right there, and then he takes it up the sidelines, and there's truly nobody there. It was a nice block on the edge, and he just turned on the burners and scored.
And you had mentioned about blocking by the receivers, but there's an art to that because it's a long play, and you're bound to hold, right?
Yes. And that's the thing. A lot of people think, when it comes to blocking, it's not just about hands, it's about feet. If you can put your feet in the right position with short, choppy steps, you never get in a position to hold.
You're watching Modesto Junior College football on Norcal Sports TV.
Big Island Movers is a fully licensed and insured full-service moving company in Modesto. For over 10 years, we've provided friendly, reliable moving services in Central California. The driving force behind our business is passion behind what we do. At Big Island Movers, we're big on experience, big on value, and huge on service. With over 30 years of moving experience and a wide range of services to meet the ever-changing needs of our clients, Big Island Movers, your go-to for professional, prompt moving services. A loyal supporter of Modesto JC football. Big Island Movers, Kaimana, want to move ya.
You want to show the replay again, or we'll have a kickoff? Well, we're back. Darius Nelson. And the Pirates work fast. 2 minutes and 18 seconds. 90. No, there's my Chico State math again. 87-yard touchdown drive. All running. And that's not a good sign for Fresno if you're one of the better rushing defenses in the state.
Yes.
Another big return opportunity. But then Modesto rallies up.
I find it on kickoff returns. The returners need to be more decisive on the run. Sometimes if the lane is there, run through it as fast as you can because when you start to dance, the cover team covers down a little more and they break down and able to make plays.
Breakdown is a key word there. And that time, Modesto didn't outrun themselves. They didn't run past the coverage. They broke down and made the tackle and got a return, and it'll start at the 28-yard line.
Fresno City employs a running back by committee, but I haven't seen their big workhorse in the game, number 33, Rigo Rosario. But look for him; he's a big forward lean kind of guy.
I just want to say his name. I mean, Rico Rosario is a running back. Give me a break.
Yeah, from
we're
Hawaii.
Paid to do this today. And you know what? Hopefully I go to heaven, but I feel like when we're up here, I'm halfway there. Up in here
Oh yeah,
Ratcliffe Stadium. This used to be the home of Fresno State before they moved into Bulldog Stadium until 1980.
wow. Yeah, this has hosted a lot of really good games. A lot of really good players have come through here.
And they used to host the Raisin Bowl from 1946 to 1949. I was eating my Raisin Bran today and did that research. 1st and 15, play pass. Throws behind himself, but it's completed. And a nice play. Anthony Stewart had 4 catches for 83 yards and a touchdown against Sac City last week.
We had talked earlier about the quarterback from Modesto coming in later in the season, getting the starting position. The same thing with Jonah Johnson. He's done the same thing, coming in and making an impact on his team. And they've been won the last 5 games in a row.
3-by-1 set, 2nd and 5 for the Rams. And they'll just have the quarterback keeper. Johnson shows some great patience and then finishes with some might. Now, it's one thing for the quarterbacks to run the football. It's another thing to drop your shoulder.
Yes.
And
that's the difference. I mean, you get the quarterback from Modesto is a running back type of guy. This quarterback looks like he'd be a tight end.
Yes.
3-yard gain on the play. 3rd and 2 from the Ram 36.
Now, Tony, he might run a little play pass, run a little naked or a bootleg out of the 2-back set. Little King formation. King is the fullback offset to the tight end side. They'll just run. They'll run the ISO play, and they'll pick up the first down. Wesley Graves.
A lot of good things to say about 41 King. He's your typical knucklehead running back. He was a wrestler in high school, a great wrestler in high school, and he comes in, he likes to bank from the fullback position.
And on the new endangered species list, there's the fullback is now listed.
Yes.
So there'll be a tight end in line with another tight end on a wing, single back set. We call this in football twins formation, and they'll motion towards the 2 receiver side. Play pass. Nice rush. Ball deflected. Referees haven't blown the whistle. Now they do. Okay, I don't want to rip the officials.
Quarterback's arm is going forward.
I always wonder why they don't blow the whistle right that stop. Why don't they blow the whistle right away?
Right, and they really should. Yeah, his arm was moving forward.
Yep.
But like you said, though, they should have blown that right away.
It's like, well, are they going to go and grab it?
Yeah.
Let's see.
Who's going to make this call?
From the Ram 41.
Good pass rush again by Modesto. Not anybody with more than 5 sacks, but they get after it.
They brought the pressure on that one.
ISO play.
Wow.
Now we want to talk about a forward lean, and since Fresno huddles, we'll be able to see that. And watch where Graves gets initially hit and where the ball's spotted. And Sean, you tell me how far it is.
Sherman on the stop for the Pirates.
Contact, 5. 10 yards after contact. And a lot of it is that he's just keeping his legs moving.
Yep.
Every time you replant your feet in the ground, you keep propelling yourself forward. And that's just what he did right there.
Now, propelled, can't use words like that. Is that moving? Is that going fast?
That is moving forward.
There you go.
And, this is the second time they brought quite a few linebackers on the last play as well, and Fresno City was able to spring it forward. But on that one, they seemed to plug up all the gaps and stop them at the line of scrimmage.
Okay, and so huddle, everybody gets every game film of everybody. There's no secrets. These teams have matched up so often. There's a big tendency right now this time of year. You're going into the week 8. You've put yourself plays on 1st and 10. I'm going to run this play 53% of the time. 2nd and long for Coach Cavilia. Little ISO play with a tight end crackdown.
There was Rico right there. I want to see him get moving, especially on an early down, get a good amount of yards in on that one, and let him just keep banging it up the
Kind of
middle.
looks like he's favoring the shoulder as he runs to the sideline. Actually, that was 82, the power tight end, Castaneda.
You know, when you get somebody like Rigo in the game at running back, you're going to assume that they're going to run, and that's going to open up the play action off of that.
Modesto, 3rd and 9. Several play fakes, and that's a very well set up play, and it's basically a screen.
Yes.
There's a couple of play fakes, but that receiver towards the Modesto bench, and we'll see it on the replay, he's an eligible receiver, but they're not throwing the ball. He's going to block. Watch him block out in space. He's not getting the ball.
Yep.
Rosas on the stop for the Pirates.
And that's a great move right there by Torres.
And he's not looking around. He knows his job.
Oh, yeah.
So the key, you're going to make it in college football, you got to catch the ball, but you got to be able to block in space. And
yes.
That was a great example. Not, what do I do? Boom, immediate became a blocker. Receiver to a blocker, metamorphosis.
Rosario, the ball carrier.
Rosario on 1st down.
They brought the big fullback in, and they showed it was going to be a run, and they ran it.
And I know what Coach Cavili does. They'll show that tendency, and then they'll get closer to that end zone, and that'll turn into a play pass, and they'll throw a fullback or a tight end a bone.
Yes. New running back in the game.
Inline tight end and the tight wing play pass. Group sack.
That was nice. He wasn't giving up on that one.
No. Austin Martins, who has 4 sacks, got there early. And a couple of his teammates. And Faramana Lulele.
Yeah, he grabbed and he spun and he didn't let go. And that gang tackling defense came up right after him. If you hold the quarterback up, the next person better be coming in to hit him hard.
So it's been 3rd and 14 here. And they broke their formation, 3-by-1 set. And the way that Modesto spread out, they're susceptible here to any crossing routes with the back out of the backfield.
And there he is.
And he's wide open. And he throws it out of bounds.
There was a few people wide open on that play, but yes, the running back was wide open out of the backfield.
Against a linebacker in space. Now he might, the Modesto defensive player might make a play, but it's one-on-one. And
I like the matchup always of the running back on a linebacker in space.
And you had mentioned earlier, backfield by committee, right?
Yes.
So you got fresh legs. Now this is going to be a 42-yard field goal attempt.
Kept a field goal from 42 yards out.
Bad snap, and it's blocked.
Get on it.
And the Pirates pick it up.
That's the thing. The further you get out on a field goal, the lower you have to kick it to punch it through, and that's what happened right there. Bad snap. The kicker's coming up no matter what. So if you don't get that ball in the proper position, it's going to come out funky.
Darian Young tried to do the scoop and score.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. In that position right there, you're going to get the ball back anyways.
From their 35-yard line.
So the Pirates will get the ball back. They get the stop after the score, which is always huge. It's like a shutdown inning.
We had talked about those 3 important drives in a game.
Yep.
This is a huge drive as well. Anything after a turnover, if you can capitalize on that, is a huge play.
Weaver play pass. He's going to take a shot, and he's got a receiver. Nearly intercepted. Now don't call it a comeback speed, but that was comeback speed right there. If that ball's out in front, Lewis gets another 60-yard plus touchdown.
Oh, yeah.
He had 3 touchdowns over 60 yards last week.
Wow.
Just didn't get that ball out in front enough. And the defensive back from Fresno City made a great play, Tyler Lewis. That's comeback speed. And We have another term for it, but we don't want to offend anyone.
I don't want to get chewed out in the meeting.
No, it's called blank speed.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
So the Pirates.
Weaver's pass is complete to Jose Garcia.
Jose Garcia with the first down reception, and the Pirates.
Gain of 10 on the play. That's good for a first down.
With their
Tyler Lewis on the stop for the Rams.
with the pass completion, and they're moving the ball once again. They just present a lot of options. Weaver puts his foot in the ground and picks up 6. And what I mean is, they don't have one receiver that's has a bunch of receptions, a bunch of yards, but they have a bunch of guys, Lewis being one of them, that are capable of catching the ball and making a play. Nelson with the keeper or with the sweep, but
Nelson, the ball carrier.
Fresno City rallied to the ball, led by number 49, Rondell Harding.
Quinn Bosmera on the stop for the Rams.
And if I miss a name or two, it's because I can't see and the fonts of the numbers aren't exact. Well, Fresno's are perfect. Modesto's not so well. Quarterback draw, and Weaver gets 3. And
Weaver, the ball carrier.
this is where if you coach Stivers, what do you want to do? Because if you go for it on 4th down and you don't get it, you're giving that momentum back after the block kick.
But at the same time, you can capitalize on this play right here. That's huge for your offense and your team.
And they're very confident in these situations, and they'll run some different personnel onto the field. Feed the bass. Oh, no, it was Darius Nelson. My apologies. Darius Nelson with the chain-moving dive. But there's a lot of, we call it cheese, a little eye candy. That fly sweep, you're still going to adjust your gap. You're going to do those things. And Modesto's got a good offensive line. They played really well together.
And they have some very decent runners behind them. There's just so many options on this. You have 3 options right there. It looks like fly sweep. It looks like a little trap coming back, and the quarterback keeps it. And you have 3 good runners that are doing it right now.
Yeah, and Weaver picks up. And the key to their offense, and you talk to Coach Stivers, is plus 5-yard gains on 1st down.
Yes.
Not 30-yard gains, 20-yard gains, plus 5, because then that puts them in a position where they have a lot of options.
A lot of options, run or pass. I mean, and that's what they've been doing the last 2 drives in a row. And then, ended up with a big hitter like this right here.
Now, that's a very simple play.
Weaver's pass complete to Jose Garcia.
Garcia's second reception is them be able to move the ball around. Now, when they've thrown today, except for the one, Lewis is open. Guys are wide open.
Yes, and it's because all the running action they have underneath, and they're not doing that good of a job right now stopping it. So what they have to do is they have to focus on that run, and then it's opening up those passes. And there's another huge run on 1st down.
How many 1st down runs there for the Pirates? Alderson working his magic.
7-yard gain.
Started the season as a defensive back. He runs a lot of fly sweep. We got the choo-choo stack formation on the top of your screen. And then false start on Modesto. Jordan Porter jumped early, Shirley.
False start. Offense, number 81. 5 yards.
You take these notes and you go, gosh, I hope I remember, and if I write them down, Modesto has been, and you don't want to say it to have an announcer's jinx, they've only had 45 yards in penalties the last 2 weeks. That's amazing for junior college football.
That's disciplined football right there. Going back to that last play, that false start right there puts him in a bind right there, because you're going from 3 yards to a 1st down with 7 yards to go to score. You can try the end zone a couple times, and the way you've been running the ball, you can still get that amount of yards that you had. And now you tacked on another 5 yards to that, so now you're working to just get that 1st down.
Bass with that last carry picks up a couple of yards, so now it's 3rd and 6. Well within Diak's range, speed option. Nelson. And Fresno using their best friend. No, it's not LOL on Instagram. It's the sideline.
Oh, yeah. Modesto's doing a really good job of breaking that first tackle. And then it's creating more opportunity down the field, because that first guy, his responsibility was to tackle, and you miss, and now everyone has to play catch-up.
At the end of the first quarter, Modesto leads Fresno 7-3. You're watching Modesto Junior College football on Norcal.
Fonzie's Tacos, taquizas for every occasion. You can find Fonzie's Tacos during the week at 820 8th Street in Modesto or right here for Modesto Junior College football home games. You have a special event or company function, contact Fonzie's Tacos at 209-596-8871 and they will help. Check out their high ratings on Facebook and Yelp. Once you try Fonzie's Tacos, they will be your new favorite taco truck. Fonzie's Tacos. Life without tacos is like no life at all.
Here at Ratcliffe Stadium.
So the Pirates
This Wednesday night on
will
Halloween.
attempt a field goal. Troy Dyack will come out, and this will be about a 29, 30-yard kick. As we talked about, Modesto puts up points, but this is going to be a grind-them-out kind of football game. Not that there's not going to be big plays, but we expect not a low-scoring game, but used to be a high-scoring game, but now anything below the 30, that's a low-scoring game.
Yeah. With today's offenses, absolutely. I say absolutely too much. My daughters were like, "Dad, you say absolutely too much on the radio or on the air.
Well, you
Stop
could say
doing that."
another word that's got 7 letters. In it, letters.
You know, when you look at the situation right now,
Timeout.
it went from one field goal blocked by Modesto, and they're coming down to potentially make that a 6-point swing, which if they capitalize on this, that's a huge play. It's almost a touchdown.
You're watching Modesto Junior College football on Norcal Sports TV.
Modesto Junior College football on Norcal Sports TV is brought to you in part by Modesto Junior College. Go to mjc.edu for more information on one of the largest athletic programs in the state. Big Island Movers, your go-to for prompt and professional moving services in Modesto and beyond. Fonzie's Tacos. Life without tacos is like no life at all. Meeting rooms on demand. Great value and rates in the Bay Area, Fresno, and Las Vegas. And American Asphalt, taking care of business in Northern California for 35 years.
Ratcliffe Stadium on November 10th when the Rams take on Western
Meeting
College
rooms on demand.
at 1 p.m.
Unique alternative to hotel conference rooms with rates as low as $40 an hour and seating capacity up to 50. We provide unprecedented value for small businesses. Locations in Fremont, Oakland, Fresno, Las Vegas, and the word on the street is Phoenix. Reach us at meetingroomsondemand.com and tell them you saw this ad on Norcal Sports TV and say you absolutely saw it on Norcal Sports TV for a 50% discount off your first rental. Great rates and value. Meeting Rooms on Demand. So we have a delay here. I believe a member of I don't know if it was the officiating crew or the chain crew, but I believe he's being attended to by the Modesto JC staff. So hopefully he's okay. Get out of the sun. And we've got a change of personnel with the chain crew. And Dyack will come out for the 30-yard field goal attempt. MJC took the ball with 3 minutes and 20 seconds left and had the ball on their own 35. So another long drive for time-wise. Hey, wait a second. It's only 3 minutes. Hey, it's a NASCAR offense. So Dyack with the kick. Now Modesto is ranked 8th coming into this game, and Fresno City is ranked 9th. And I think both these teams have the potential to play in the State Bowl if they win the conference.
It seems like it boils down. You talked rivalries earlier. I think the main rivalry is our area versus San Francisco City College.
Yeah.
And every team that plays wants to knock them off.
Dyack with the kick. And it's
And
good.
it's
Troy Dyack getting better by the game with a 30-yard field goal.
10, Fresno City College 3.
And Modesto moves their lead 10-3 just at the start of the second quarter here on Norcal Sports TV. Nice drive. As we mentioned, it took the ball with 3 minutes and 20 seconds and effectively moved the ball. Some passes, but again, a lot of running. And they've taken one shot deep. Last week they had a lot of touchdowns over 60 yards. Jonah Lewis had 3 touchdowns over 60 yards. So there's big play capability, but as you had said, Sean, they're one of the leading rushing teams in the state. So it's and when everybody's kind of sharing the wealth and touching the football, you don't mind blocking.
Not at all.
You might get your turn, right?
They'll be engaged to keep the receive for the Rams.
And Fresno's very talented, and we'll get back to this right after the kickoff. And they've got another opportunity for a return. And then instead of just taking the yardage, kind of pauses and wants to turn it inside. And I think Fresno will take over on the 30-yard line. I'm sorry, Sean, get back to what you were saying.
I was just caught up in that run right there. I forgot what I was talking about, to be honest.
You've been honest this whole time. I would hate to see it. Anybody that says my daughter says I say absolutely too much, and you've only been talking to me for a few minutes. It's like that Dr. Phil moment.
Oh, yeah.
3-by-1 set for the Rams. See if they come out and sling it a little bit, or Coach Cavili is setting them up for the draw. Little RPO, and Rosario picks up only one. And Fresno hasn't been real successful moving the ball on first down, and I know that's a key to this offense, especially when you want to be balanced, right?
Yes, and you want to establish the run to set up that play action. If you can't get the run on first down, the play action is not always going to work.
2nd and 8 from the Ram 32.
But look at their center is one of the best centers in the country. His name is Vili Fisiahi from the island.
There's a nice
and there they
play.
go.
Leon Young, the ball carrier.
And who was out blocking too was Javon McPeters, and I love seeing the big fellas blocking out in space.
Oh, yeah.
On the stop for the Pirates.
And that's what I was talking about. The one stat that offensive linemen, they don't have a stat. There's nothing. It's wins and losses, but it's how good is your running back doing. And on both teams, when you have a running back that's running well, that's an offensive line stat in my opinion.
Well, I have an opinion how linemen are rated, and we'll talk about it after this play. First down for the Rams. Play pass. And then we've got a fly fisherman-like cast from center field, and we'll let the officials deliberate. I always say this, and it's just like an administrator, an athletic director. Linemen are like a Coke machine. No one says anything as long as the Coke machine spits out that Coke. It's delicious every time. Not a sponsor, maybe could be. But the minute that Coke machine does it, you get a note on the deal. Damn machine. It's just like right here. The lineman gets his name called. It's because it was a penalty.
Yes. And that's unfortunate because there is no glory, and that's the gloryless position. And they go, and those are some of the hardest workers on the team sometimes.
And some of the smartest.
Yes.
That was a holding penalty on Modesto, Farron Manululelu, and that'll move the chains.
The penalty, the Rams have 1st and 10.
So the Pirates' second penalty of the game. They've been playing pretty much penalty-free football in conference. They just crossed half. Excuse me. Pirates do a good job of rushing, and a Malachi crunch.
Jonah Johnson, the ball carrier.
Speaking of smart football players, Villy, from what I understand, and I've known him for the last couple of years, and they say he knows every single position on the offensive line. And if anybody has a question, he's a coach on the field for the offensive line, and he can tell them, oh, this is what you're doing on any given play.
Well, we're not fooling anybody here. You're here to go and play the next level, and when you can do and you're available, the Woody Allen rule, 80% of success is showing up and knowing what to do.
Yes.
Is if you know all the positions, you're an asset, because if you're going to take a scholarship and you can play all the offensive line positions, you're in good shape. Nice call there by Fresno City, and Graves chopping his feet, moving his feet, as Sean had mentioned earlier, and picks up a nice gain, and it's 3rd and 2 as they continue to drive this drive here. Started this on their own 30.
And when it comes to getting those extra yards, driving your feet is so crucial. You keep them going, and your momentum always moves forward. And if it doesn't, you can spin off of it. Like I said, replanting your feet in the ground and keep moving.
Quarterback sneak, and that's an option there. And you like Johnson seeing the numbers are available. I mean, that's not a pretty play. It's football play. That's why we're here. But picks up 4 yards and a first down, and the Rams doing a nice job on this drive. And so often this year, and we saw it last week, Modesto plays great red zone defense. Interceptions, the block prior, I mean, they're literally bend but don't break. 1st and 10. Play pass. And what did I just say?
And did he catch it?
That's
yes,
Trey Nichols.
Did. Wow.
Johnson's pass intended for Stewart is intercepted.
I think clairvoyant would be it, but I don't want to, brag here. But that's what they do. They bend but don't break, and they
takes over 1st and 10.
Several interceptions last week, if not in the end zone, close to the end zone. There's our director, Dion Ice, shaking his head up and down. He remembers. I mean, they do.
That was a great defensive play.
They don't panic.
Yeah, and the safety, he broke underneath, and he had an opportunity for the pick, and then it just went to tip drill. And the offensive player, number 4, Anthony Stewart, played good defense, but he still wasn't able to knock that ball out.
So the Pirates take over on their 15 after the turnover. Little bubblicious screen and a short pickup.
Well, only about a yard.
Tommy Alogundudu.
Pass is complete to Alogundudu.
Oh, we love when we hear other announcers try to say it besides me. So, thwarted 2 scoring opportunities. Block field goal and then an interception here.
Yes. And that's what we talked about at the beginning of the game. One of the keys to the game for Fresno City is limiting the turnovers.
Yep. Weaver. I got seasick on that. There was a lot of fakes.
There was a lot.
Those are those gadget plays where they've run that so often, and then they're looking for somebody, and then they're. But I like Weaver's decision making. It wasn't right there. He thought he was going to run. Most of the time, he just takes off right there, but thought he was going to have a receiver fly open. So you don't pick up much on first down. You get the incomplete pass on second out, and it's 3rd and 9. 3-by-1 set for Coach Stivers and his Pirates. Weaver's got time, not much rush, and he's got throws it up top, 50-50 ball, and that's completed. Darius Nelson, speaking of being flexible and to play other positions, he can play the slot. They could also play him at tailback, and he makes that catch, and it's a Pirate first down, and they're going to go tempo right away. After they get that initial first down, they like to speed up the tempo. Now Nelson,
the ball carrier.
Nelson looked like he was going to run out of bounds, but he's going to get a little love.
Hey, and he figured, hey, I better do what I'm supposed to do and deliver a blow.
Right in front of the bench,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
You can't – I mean, there's a lot of people, your family, everything, but there's nobody more you have to live up to than your teammates.
Yes. And those sideline hits right there can either, demoralize the team when you do it in front of their bench or amp your team up for the game.
Speed option, and Weaver, knowing that the team was overplayed, and we'll see it – well, we won't because they're going to go tempo. But they overplayed the running back on the speed option. Weaver sensed it, planted his foot in the ground, and picks up 18 yards. And the Pirates are in business.
First and 10 to Ram 43.
Two backs in the backfield. Kane Rogers in motion towards the Modesto bench. And Bass with the carry picks up a 2-yard gain.
52 is out, one for one play.
There's so many options off that, too. The quarterback can run, the running back can run, and then you got the other running back on a swing route. And there's just so many different layers to their offense right now that are working. It's which one do they want to choose?
Okay, so when an offensive lineman goes out, it's a big deal. But when the center goes out, you get a little nervous when you're in the shotgun.
Yes.
All well, speed option, Bass.
Wow.
Ring-a-ding-ding.
Big hit right there.
Nice play in space. Javion Macias, outside linebacker, came up and introduced himself right on.
There's always that question in a running back's mind, though, when your quarterback gives you that pitch, when a safety or anybody, a corner's coming up to hit you. It's like, quarterback, why couldn't you just keep that one?
Are you looking for, like, the insurance card at the rotation of the
Yes.
football, right?
Or at least a lunch after the game.
Yes. And wasn't good blocking in space by the Pirates that time. And then we've got a delay on the Pirates.
Offense, number 9.
So now it'll be 3rd and 16 instead of 3rd and 11.
And you got to go to think that when you're quarterback, it's a pitch and it's football, and we get it. Running backs are going to take hits, but when you get your running back hit that hard, I think there's a little second in there where you think like, wow, maybe I shouldn't have done that, and your mind's not in the game 100%.
Right, and after this play, we'll talk about it. 3rd and 16, and Weaver steps up in the pocket. He's got plenty of time. Somebody's going to break open.
Oh,
And then we've got a penalty because we've got 2 offensive linemen are downfield. But when you get into this late in the season, and you're not playing a team that's 2-5, you're playing somebody's on a roll, right? So you got to give the defense credit that, okay, our speed option, and Weaver did it on a play prior. If you remember, they overplayed. Well, then they did the same thing. Is you almost have to go, you have to give credit. Here's the call by Craig Mears. Yep.
Number 53 in the offense.
Is, okay, this speed option's an effective play. I think I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt. It's a good football team, won a lot of games, national championships, yada yada yada. I'm going to give them credit. They're going to stop that play.
Oh yeah.
So if this is your best play, I'm going to have to come up with a layer. Now he did on that first time, but it's when you get this late in the season, you see what your best plays, and then you self-scout, and then you make layers off those. Sherman with the punt, fair caught, and Fresno will take over at the 15-yard line. You're watching Modesto Junior College football on Norcal Sports TV.
Fonzie's Tacos, taquizas for every occasion. You can find Fonzie's Tacos during the week at 820 8th Street in Modesto, or right here for Modesto Junior College football home games. You have a special event or company function, contact Fonzie's Tacos at 209-596-8871, and they will help. Check out their high ratings on Facebook and Yelp. Once you try Fonzie's Tacos, they will be your new favorite taco truck. Fonzie's Tacos, life without tacos is like no life at all.
So after the punt off the turnover in the red zone, Fresno holds ground, and they take over on their own 15-yard line, and then it'll be a timeout.
Timeout. Fresno City College, their first and a half.
And we were talking about the rankings earlier. Fresno City ranked 9th, tied with Laney. Modesto number 8. And you had talked about City College of San Francisco, rated 7th. And then College of San Mateo and Butte. Those are the teams in Northern California. Excuse me. So it'll be interesting to see how those playoffs come out. Because if San Mateo wins out in their conference, just talking here, a couple of ex-football players, that would really favor Modesto if they're able to win out because they have that win over College of San Mateo.
And City lost to Butte and San Mateo.
Yes.
Fresno City.
Yes.
First and 10 at the Ram 15.
That base 6 is like a prison sentence. You know, teams knocking off each other. And
Yes.
And, Modesto again, or San Mateo with a quarterback, just got from college. Late, he's getting better, but their O-line and D-lines are great. Quarterback keeper, a lot of cutting and moving, but not much activity. Well, a lot of activity, not much achievement, Coach Wooden. So it'll be second down, 2nd and 8.
Gain of 2 on the play. Andre Sherman on the stop.
So the Pirates had the turnover, interception, Trey Nichols,
At the Ram 17.
and the 15, but then they were successful moving the ball. They had the delay of game, the drive stalled. Fresno got the stop, and now it's 2nd and 8. Good coverage. You like Johnson's decision-making there that Modesto had good coverage and just decided, hey, let me get something positive here.
6-yard gain on the
And
play.
he's a big guy who can run the ball, and why not? You know, he had a great, I believe it was last week, he had a great, rushing game, and if you have it, do it. It just opens up another layer to the game. And again, when you play in football, it's all about layers. You got your short pass and your runs, and you got your intermediate and your long. And if he can open up one of those aspects of the game, it's going to open up something else.
And, you don't want to turn the football over. And then great coverage. Modesto knew the play that was coming, and so instead of forcing it in there or hesitating, just put the foot in the ground, pick up positive yardage, a very manageable third down here. Edge blitzer for Modesto. And then we've got a fumble. The ball's loose. And it'll be interesting to see how this happens. And then Silva in the backfield continue to play the football game.
You're looking at these teams right now, both defensively, and a lot of coaches, and I'm not going to say a lot, but there's an amount of coaches that make adjustments at halftime. But these coaches continually make adjustments during the game right now, and you're seeing a difference as each drive progresses. Different things that were working before, they're not working anymore, and they're doing a great job of making those adjustments.
And Jason Foglia,
Eli Rio
5-6 tackle for loss. So can you get a strip sack, and then also then somebody gets a TFL? It's crazy, all in the same play.
Oh yeah, padding stats right there.
Rogers deep.
Oh, what a punt!
Takes his at the 37 and makes a nice 7-yard return. If he breaks that tackle, there's nothing but real estate. You're watching Modesto Junior College football on Norcal Sports TV.
Modesto Junior College football on Norcal Sports TV is brought to you in part by Modesto Junior College. Go to mjc.edu for more information on one of the largest athletic programs in the state. Big Island Movers, your go-to for prompt and professional moving services in Modesto and beyond.
Alderson with the fly sweep.
There might have been a late hit on that sidelines right there.
And you got a flag on the field, as Sean just said. And Alderson's probably his 4th fly sweep. Sideline warning.
Okay.
Now, these sidelines are very nice. Your typical sideline. In Modesto, it's treacherous. If that's
Yes.
Shot block.
10 yards from the stop.
Are the stands pretty close to the field in Modesto?
Yes.
Okay, I played there my sophomore year.
15.
Garcia blocking in space with the chop block, and the Pirates are going to lose 10 yards.
That's the story of 2 different drives that Modesto's been having. The first play when they get that 5 yards, that 5-yard minimum, they march. Like you said, they speed the tempo up after the first down, but when they're starting out like this, it kind of slowing down their production.
That's a 15-yard penalty. That's costly, Captain Obvious. Weaver back to pass, and he throws it out in space to Nelson.
Weaver's pass intended for Nelson goes incomplete.
But I've been trying, Coach Steyer, we have a great relationship. They run a lot of wheel routes. So I'm like, okay, your next level of option, instead of the wheel route, let's run a Texas crossing route.
Second and 25.
Because Nelson can catch the ball. Bass is good at catching the ball.
Especially the way the run's been going. Those linebackers are having to step up to stop the run, and then you throw that Texas route behind them.
And there's space. I mean,
Yes.
the way they spread the field, there's mismatches. Weaver back to pass, has time. He's got a wide open receiver and goes through the
Weaver's pass intended for Nelson goes incomplete.
goes through the hands of, I believe it was Imani Kareem, number 6.
Dobbins on the coverage for the Rams.
But them jerseys, once they fold up and get sweaty, etc.,
Yes.
you're like, is that Devin Bass? Is that? I said, Rusty, I love the new uniforms, but, man, the numbers are impossible to read. Quarterback draw. Weaver's got some room to run. Doesn't pick up the first down, but they're going to be able to flip the field.
Exactly.
And as we know, the grinding out type of game, I mean,
And after that first down penalty, they put the ball back where they needed to get a punt and change the field position, especially the defense that they've been playing.
yeah, and that's Weaver getting better. Making a good decision. A lot of quarterback, I jump and take a number of hits. You picked up 15 yards. You're punting. You're going to flip the field. Sherman's done a good job punting. This isn't the best punt.
What a dangerous return right there. He was out over his toes, and he caught the ball. That was a great catch.
That's less than a 30-yard punt, and Coach Caviglia and his boys will take over on their own 30 with 4:47 left. Now,
First and 10 for the Rams.
this is where the Rams could go on one of those balanced drives, score, and get the ball out, start the second half. We like to call that winners outs.
Yeah, this is a big drive right here.
2 backs in the backfield. It might be Boo-Boo or running the ball right here. And it is. Rosario working his magic. 2 hands on the football, spin cycles all the way down to the 33-yard line.
That was a great run.
7-yard run on the
And all my poly buddies out there, he has that little poly step. It's when you put that hard foot in the ground and go the other direction. And
The Rams a first and 10
it was a nice run.
at the Modesto 33.
Makes a nice cut. Hard cut back, using his blocker in front of him, setting up the block to a huge gain. Puts 2 hands on the ball to finish the run, and he finishes going forward. That was a great run right there by Rosario.
And LaQuente Harris blocking everything in sight. Big hole open for the Rams. Forward lean once again, Wesley Graves. And the Pirates defense looks a little tired.
Yes. And that's that running back by committee right there. You have a running back get a huge run, and you put somebody else in that's fresh as well.
Watch him bounces outside.
Bounces to the outside right there.
To the Pirate 15.
And look at who's down there blocking again, number 11, Quante Harris. I love it. Playing with a lot of passion.
And I'm liking them see them set their blocks up. You know, a lot of running backs, young running backs, will just take the ball straight to the outside, and the defender goes right there. But when you he tripped up. But when you take that run and you set it up, you take that hard inside pressure. If you want to go outside, the defender goes in, and then it makes the block easy for your lineman. But a lot of people don't set that block up, and it makes a hard job for your lineman.
Farron Manulelu with the tackle, and it's 2nd and 7, and I don't want to jinx Fresno, but Modesto plays great defense inside the red zone.
They've been stout down here.
2 backs in the backfield, and Johnson as in the pistol. ISO play, and a short gain of 1, and it'll be 3rd down. And this would be a big win for the Pirates if they could hold the Rams to a field goal attempt.
Martin's on the stop for the Pirates.
They started this drive on their own 30, that being Fresno City.
At the Modesto
And if Fresno City scores too quick right here, Modesto has shown that they can move the ball very efficiently down the field in a short amount of time. So, I expect them to take a little bit more time off the clock before they try to punch it in.
Yeah, the play clock down to 15. Plenty of time. Little ISO screen.
And
Touchdown, Fresno. Johnson to Rosario. And Fresno stretching the field after 2 big runs up the middle. throw the swing screen out to Rosario, and you see, look at the blocking out there once again.
He gets the edge right there. You got a good block right there by the fullback downfield, and then from there, it's just drop your shoulder and score.
For the extra point, Harris holding.
11-yard touchdown, Johnson to Rosario. And the kick
There
is
it goes.
good. You're watching Modesto Junior College Football on Norcal Sports TV.
Tied at 10.
Big Island Movers is a fully licensed and insured full-service moving company in Modesto. For over 10 years, we've provided friendly, reliable moving services in Central California. The driving force behind our business is passion behind what we do. At Big Island Movers, we're big on experience, big on value, and huge on service. With over 30 years of moving experience and a wide range of services to meet the ever-changing needs of our clients, Big Island Movers is your go-to for professional, prompt moving services. A loyal supporter of Modesto JC football. Big Island Movers, Kaimana, wanna move ya. Fonzie's Tacos, taquizas for every occasion. You can find Fonzie's Tacos during the week at 820 8th Street in Modesto or right here for Modesto Junior College Football home games. You have a special event or company function, contact Fonzie's Tacos at 209-596-8871 and they will help. Check out their high ratings on Facebook and Yelp. Once you try Fonzie's Tacos, they will be your new favorite taco truck. Fonzie's Tacos. Life without tacos is like no life at all.
Kickoff taken by Kane Rogers at the 2. He's got a little room to run. Stays on his feet. Now that is you can't tell from up here, but the most green areas of the field are in the end zones and along the television numbers. It's a little soupy sales down there, soft along the 20 to the 10-yard line. So Rogers did a good job of staying on his feet. That was a minute 58 drive. Went 58 yards or 70 yards for the touchdown, and the Pirates will take over on their own 38. 2:21 left in the half. Weaver doesn't have anybody to throw to, and then eventually hits the ball out to the flat, and Garcia with his 4th reception of the game. And you can hear the coaches up here trying to get the attention of the officials. They can't hear you. You're too far away. 2nd and 7. Speed option. Weaver keeps it himself. Now that time maybe should have pitched it.
Yes.
Want to get the finish with the forward lean. And gains nada. So it'll be 3rd and 3 here for the Pirates.
3rd and 3 at the Modesto 45.
And Coach Stivers knows they're capable of scoring fast. So you're not in a real big hurry until they'll get the initial first down. If that happens, Weaver keeps it, and that play's a mess.
Oh, is he still going? Wow.
Oh, my goodness
going.
gracious. I don't know how Weaver got out of that mess.
And they still have 3 timeouts on the board.
I don't. We were blocked from the view.
Gain of 6 on the play. That's good for a first down. 1st and 10 at the Ram 49.
Weaver found a crease and picked up the first down.
I still don't know how he did it.
The receivers, the linemen, the coaches, everybody's blocking. Weaver's got time. But then he gets home. Number 3, Clayton Hacker, a guy that flashed on the film watching this week. And then I look at some guys and go, okay, how's it right? Then I go talk to the coaches. I say, hey, what do you? He goes, number 3, okay. He was on my list. Number 9, okay. Number 90, yeah. So confirms. We've got a timeout. It'll be 2nd and 10 when we actually be 2nd and 15 after that sack by Clayton Hacker. Yeah, one of those guys that Coach Stivers pointed out said, you need to watch this guy. I said, yeah, I got you, Coach. He's a good player. So timeout, and both these teams 2-0. It's the kind of game you expected. Tight ball game, and as we mentioned just prior, Fresno City will get the ball to start the second half.
There's one of those important possessions you were talking about.
Yep.
Quality car while on a budget. Please visit
But, at this point in the season, there's so many championships season starts right now.
Right.
They're going, there's some must-wins in this that people have to get
Yeah.
in order to make a run at it.
Yeah. Do you want to play in a bowl game at your school or another school, or do you want to play in a state bowl game and be in that playoff?
Oh, yeah.
3-by-1 set for the Pirates off the timeout. Bass out of the backfield. Then a crossing route. Get out of bounds, young man, but she doesn't. And the reception made by number 16, Brandon Gray. And it'll be Coach Stivers will call a timeout. Now, Gray hasn't had a lot of playing time today. But you played offense. You get out of bounds.
Yes.
Don't have to waste the timeout. That indecision, get out of bounds, you preserve the timeout, you keep that one in your pocket. Yeah, you might not pick up the first down initially, but getting out of bounds is so important. And you stay in the tempo. When you're a fast-paced offense and you call a timeout, then the other team gets to dial up a blitz or what have you.
And like you said though, when if you're not as involved as you'd like to be, sometimes you want to make a play. I'm going to make a play instead of saying, "Hey, I'm going to make a smart play." I'm going to make a big play.
Directing your energy and your effort in the right way, and I'm not burying Gray. That's not what we're doing.
Not at all. Not at all.
We're trying to teach when the opportunity comes, you get out of bounds, and then coach probably gets you the ball the next play as well, and it's the trust. There's a lot of layers to the game. So it'll be 3rd and 2. Now, could be something in the treasure chest here for the Pirates on 3rd and 2. Or just Weaver running up the middle for a first down. The chains will move, the clock will temporarily stop.
Yes.
And then it'll wind once they're set.
And their tempo's been so quickly, they're already almost on the ball.
Yep.
Clock's running.
Stop for the Rams. 1st and 10 at the Ram 36.
Weaver. And he's sacked.
Huge sack.
Number 70 got home. Ryan Rieger with the freshman. Ryan Regier, corrected by the.
Modesto College.
And there's now most gets the sack, little lookout protection that time by the Pirates. Most coaches there probably just let the clock
run out.
Not Coach Stivers. Calls the timeout.
Let's go.
We still got to take a shot here because they haven't had to run a lot of hocus pocus.
Mm-hmm.
When they've been pretty much just moving the ball at will. But I always ask him, what's in that Pirate treasure chest that you got going? And obviously you're probably not going to run it here on 2nd and 18 and show your hand. But most coaches just let the clock run out and they'll go in at halftime. But
I do like this call right here because he has one play to get a first down and get him into field goal position. And then if they do get that first down, he can clock it.
Yeah.
If not, then they let the time run out. So it's actually, a very smart play.
Oh, we saw him going on 4th down. I love it. He's aggressive.
He's trying to win.
But he doesn't get stupid about it and go Madden football. So there's right?
I saw some Madden football last night in a high school game.
Weaver's got room to run on the scramble. And that's why he called the timeout and picks up to make it a manageable 3rd down here. 21 seconds left. Still has a great opportunity here. But the Pirates are out of timeouts. So if they get the first down, they might want to clock it. Bottom of your screen is Jonah Lewis had over 200 yards in receiving last week, 3 touchdowns, all over 60 yards. Weaver steps up in the pocket. Oh, there's room for him to run. Doesn't. Throws it late over the middle. It's a dart. And the receiver gets out of bounds. Nice catch. Jonah Lewis.
They're going to have to get on the ball quick because I think they're going to run it.
Oh, they're going to call him inbounds. They're calling it hot.
Yeah, because he went out behind. He went straight back.
Weaver's got to get rid of it quick, and he's throwing it into the end zone.
Oh,
it's
and
a
push off.
And it's a penalty. So there's.
Pass is complete for an apparent touchdown.
So you don't go out of bounds, and then they call your number again, and I believe that was that Imani Kareem with the push off?
Right here with the push off.
That's interference. Offense.
I mean, he went up to get it nicely. If he didn't have the push, he still might have had a chance to get that ball.
Right.
Because he seems to have the height over there.
So that's going to be, and Dyack, this is out of his range. So Coach Stivers is going to dial one up and throw it into the end zone. No, he's going for the field goal.
Go for it. And to go in a halftime with points on the board is a win right there. Especially with the amount of time they had to get the ball down the field to come off with points. That'd be a big accomplishment.
The thing you don't want to get a block and a return.
Oh yeah,
because you got your field goal attempting team. You got some of the bigger guys in there.
Oh yeah,
and then Coach Cavilla will call the timeout.
You know, there's always been these Fresno City teams in the past have there's been a great block, special teams on these guys.
So now this gives the Modesto coaching staff, do we want to throw one up into the end zone, or do we still want to stay with the field goal attempt? And the thing is Coach Cavilla still has a timeout in his back pocket. So if they come out in something funky, you can't take that timeout into the locker room with you. You can. It's not worth anything. So he makes the move of, hey, maybe he'll make another decision here.
You know, and I think, too, you start to look at your players in their eyes, the coach on the sidelines, and he says, hey, kicker, do you have this? And if there's that intense look in his eyes, I have it, then sometimes you go with them. If not, then you might have to go a different route. But seems to be confident in his kicker right now.
So this will be a 46-yard field goal attempt. I believe Dyack's long for the season is 42.
46-yard field goal attempt.
46 yards, great maths. 46-yard attempt for Dyack. He roots this thing.
And it's up. And it's
That's a
good.
key 3-possession score.
Wow.
And the kick is good.
And we're at halftime. Troy Dyack with the 46-yard field goal. Season-long field goal. And the Pirates take the lead going into halftime. 13-10, quite a ball game. There's been some turnovers, some big plays, some returns, a lot of excellent running plays, and clean football. Not a lot of penalties, not trying to jinx things. So at halftime, Modesto leads Fresno City 13-10. You're watching Modesto Junior College football on Norcal Sports TV.
Modesto Junior College football on Norcal Sports TV is brought to you in part by Modesto Junior College. Go to mjc.edu for more information on one of the largest athletic programs in the state. Big Island Movers, your go-to for prompt and professional moving services in Modesto and beyond. Fonzie's Tacos. Life without tacos is like no life at all. Meeting Rooms on Demand. Great value and rates in the Bay Area, Fresno, and Las Vegas. And American Asphalt, taking care of business in Northern California for 35 years.
My name is Hope Vine.
The Stories team is partnered with the Fresno Bully Rescue to bring you Furball Friday. Every Friday we post a photo and bio of an adoptable pet that is available for adoption. Like, comment, and share on Facebook and Instagram to help an animal find a forever home. Mention the Stories team and we will donate a welcome home package for Seamus once he is adopted into his forever home.
To get things started, I'd like to...
The Stories team at Iron Key Real Estate unlocks the best results for you, using community networks to open the doors of possibility, where you work, play, and live. Ask for Sean and Chelsea at Iron Key Real Estate. Real Estate Unlocked. Meeting Rooms on Demand, a unique alternative to hotel conference rooms. With rates as low as $40 an hour and seating capacity up to 50, we provide unprecedented value for small businesses. Locations in Fremont, Oakland, Fresno, and Las Vegas. Reach us at meetingroomsondemand.com and tell them you saw this ad on your Norcal Sports TV for a 50% discount off your first rental. Great rates and value. Meeting Rooms on Demand.
MJC has the largest athletic program in Northern California with 21 sports being offered.
I first came to MJC, Coach Stivers came to my house with Coach Peterson, and they kind of convinced me. Then the next day they put me out in Modesto B saying that Danny Velasquez commits to MJC.
I've always wanted to be a swimmer, and I thought that swimming at a JC first, I'd dip my feet in the pool and see if I'd get recruited or not. It's very competitive, and you get very close with your teammates.
I've had athletes get their master's degrees, become doctors, chiropractors, lawyers, city council members. I think the best part of my job is getting phone calls from different types of employers that want to find out about some of the athletes that I've had in the past.
Yeah, I was able to get a scholarship to Cal State Fullerton through academic success and athletic success here through teachers and coaching.
It's like a family. I mean, we're always looking out for each other and always making sure, hey, what can I do for you? I got a student that needs this. Hey, I got somebody that needs this class, or I have this class open. What can we do for your athletes? I've seen MJC make a difference in the life of student athletes with the priority registration.
If you're a high schooler and you want to come to MJC, you can expect great coaches, a great counselor, and great student success specialists to help you along the way. We're there from start to finish. Even when you go to transfer, we even assist you after transfer.
The philosophy of our program is we're a student transfer program, so our job is to get the students in and get them out. We want the parents to know exactly what's going on and what we're trying to do from an academic to an athletic standpoint.
We always end up winning, we always being productive, we're always at the end. And the results of MJC and all the athletics are second to none. From what we start with to what we end with are not the same students. They come here and they get faster, or they get stronger, or they're a better player or a better teammate or whatever it is. They all succeed.
Always had dreams about playing college ball, and ending senior year without any offers to play big D1 ball, kind of heartbreaker. But I ended up grinding it out, hit the gym, made it happen, went to MJC, and got it done. I am signing with the Colorado University, go Buffaloes, got a full ride scholarship.
As long as you're ready to work, like Mustafa and all the other successful students we've had, all of the resources are there for you.
MJC has made me realize I can do anything. With all the hard work I can put into it, there's so much more I've done that I didn't realize I could do.
Go Pirates!
Go Pirates!
Go Pirates!
Arr, go Pirates!
Go Pirates!
Go Pirates!
Go Pirates!
Go Pirates!
Wait, did you guys smile after a serious face?
Before they probably got into this fast-paced offense, not calling you old, but they really speed up their tempo after they get that initial first down, as we can see.
Absolutely.
First and 10 at the Pirates 39.
So 2-by-2 set for the Pirates. And, well, that was Michael Gates takes the return, and he's got room to run, and there's no white jerseys. And he's tackled at the sack. Johnson in the pistol. Last week, Fresno beat Sac City 27-21. Backfield in motion, little ISO screen now. That might be a lateral, and it is. And Modesto gets the turnover. It's 2-by-2 with what I call the choo-choo stack. I don't know why, but I was a big train kid fan when I was a kid. Johnson on 3rd and 12. He's got all day to throw. But then the Pirates defense has him, breaks contained. We've got a holding penalty, and then an instead. They're going to have to grind out drives today against Coach Cavilia's Rams.
And they're showing that they can march the ball down the field incrementally. And there's a big play.
Touchdown, Modesto Junior College. So they'll be a tight end in line with another tight end on a wing, single back set. We call this in football twins formation. And they'll motion towards the two receiver side. Play pass. Nice rush. Ball deflected. Not anybody with more than 5 sacks, but they get after it.
They brought the pressure on that one.
ISO play.
Wow.
Now we want to talk about a forward lean, and since
And when you get somebody like Rigo in the game at running back, you're going to assume that they're going to run, and that's going to open up the play action off of that.
Modesto, 3rd and 9. Several play fakes, and that's a very well set up play, and it's basically a screen.
Yeah. New running back in the game.
Inline tight end and the tight wing. Play pass. Group sack.
That was
3-by-1 set. And the way that Modesto spread out, they're susceptible here to any crossing routes with the back out of the backfield.
And there he is.
And he's wide open. And he throws it out of bounds.
There was a few. You know, we had talked about those 3 important drives in a game.
Yep.
This is a huge drive as well. Anything after a turnover, if you can capitalize on that, is a huge play.
Weaver play pass. He's going to take a shot, and he's got a receiver. Nearly intercepted.
Play right here, that's huge for your offense and your team.
And they're very confident in these situations, and they'll run some different personnel onto the field. Feed the bass. It's +5 because then that puts them in a position where they have a lot of options.
A lot of options, run or pass. I mean, and that's what they've been doing the last 2 drives in a row. And then, ended up with a big hitter like this right here.
Now, that's a very
earlier. I think the main rivalry is our area versus San Francisco City College.
Yeah.
And every team that plays wants to knock them off.
Dyack with the kick. And it's good. Troy Dyack getting better by the game. With
No, but look at their center is one of the best centers in the country. His name is Vili Fisiahi from the island.
There's a nice.
And there they go. And on both teams, when you have a running back that's running well, that's an offensive line stat in my opinion.
Well, I have an opinion how linemen are rated, and we'll talk about it after this play. First down for the Rams. Play pass, and then we've got a fly. Interceptions, the block prior, they're literally bend but don't break. 1st and 10. Play pass. And what did I just say? Don't pick up much on first down. You get the incomplete pass on second out, and it's 3rd and 9. 3-by-1 set for Coach Stivers and his Pirates. Weaver's got time, not much rush, and he's got throws it up top 50. But there's nobody more you have to live up to than your teammates.
Yes. And those sideline hits right there can either, demoralize the team when you do it in front of their bench or amp your team up for the game.
Speed option, and Weaver, knowing that the team was overplayed, and we'll see it. Well, we won't because
it's which one do they want to choose.
Okay, so when an offensive lineman goes out, it's a big deal. But when the center goes out, get a little nervous when you're in the shotgun.
Yes.
All well. Speed option, Bass.
Wow.
Ring a ding ding.
Big hit right there.
Nice play. Forcing it in there or hesitating. Just put the foot in the ground, pick up positive yardage. A very manageable third down here. Edge blitzer for Modesto. And then we've got a fumble. The ball's loose. And it'll be interesting to see how this happens. And then somebody gets a TFL. It's crazy all in the same play.
Oh, yeah. Padding stats right there.
Rogers deep.
Oh, what a punt.
Takes his at the 37 and makes a nice 7-yard return.
The first play when they get that 5 yards, that 5-yard minimum, they march. Like you said, they speed the tempo up after the first down, but when they're starting out like this, it kind of slowing down their production.
That's a 15-yard penalty. That's costly, Captain Obvious. Weaver back to pass, and he throws it out in space to Nelson on the ball.
Especially the way the run's been going. Those linebackers are having to step up to stop the run, and then you throw that Texas route behind them.
And there's space. I mean,
yes.
the way they spread the field, there's mismatches. Weaver back to pass, has time. He's got a wide-open receiver. Making a good decision. A lot of quarterback. Jump and take a number of hits. You picked up 15 yards. You're punting. You're going to flip the field. Sherman's done a good job punting. This isn't the best punt.
What a dangerous return right there.
So we're here at halftime. Modesto leads 13-10 off that 46-yard field goal, his career high from Troy Dyack. Statistics. First for Modesto, 13 first downs, 180 yards rushing. Now, Fresno has only given up less than 92 yards a game, so they've already doubled that output today against Fresno City. 89 yards passing. Weaver 7 of 10. Total offense 269 yards for the Pirates. Third down, they're 4 of 9. 5 penalties for 48 yards. That's a little bit different trend from what they've done in the league. Fresno has 106 yards rushing, 41 passing. 1 penalty for 5 yards, so they're playing penalty-free football, and they'll get the ball to start the second half. Takes it at his 11-yard line. Makes a nice move. Got the additional blockers out towards the Modesto bench. And Michael Gates with another fine return. Offensively, Fresno, Jonah Johnson, 4 of 8 with an interception. Graves, 6 carries for 51 yards. Leading receiver was Torres, 2 catches for 20 yards. And we'll give you Modesto stats when they get the football. But Fresno has moved the ball. They've been stymied inside the red zone, Sean.
They have. You know, that Modesto defense, they play a hard brand of ball down there. Bend, don't break, and then you get down there, and it's time to, get takeaways, and that's what they've been doing.
Stretch run towards the Modesto bench, 2-yard gain for Graves. But I think if you had asked Coach Stivers for Modesto's head coach, this is right where they wanted to be, and there was a critical time, and this is where you're an aggressive coach, and you assert yourself, and you show faith in your teammates and your players. They call a timeout after that sack. You remember, just at the end of the half?
Mm-hmm.
And we said most coaches will just let it run out, not trying to be critical of Coach Stivers, but being aggressive and trying to win the game and trusting Dyack to come out and get a career-long 46-yard field goal. Johnson breaks out of the pocket. There was 4 Modesto Pirates on their way to hit him.
Johnson sacked on the play.
Madrano was one of those.
On the stop for the Pirates.
Was on the bead there, and Kamara. So the Pirates continue to get to the quarterback.
And they're making Fresno City block one-on-one. I mean, they're bringing the pressure, and they're getting to the quarterback. So they're winning those one-on-one matchups right there on the line.
And as we mentioned, it was earlier in the game we mentioned, they're not rushing with reckless abandon. They're keeping their passing lanes. They're flushing the quarterback towards the short side of the field. That's a good, well-disciplined ball club. Much improved defense over last year. Johnson has got a receiver.
Oh, and there's the
Trey Nichols. Trey knew he was beat.
Yes.
And the back judge didn't see it, but the field judge, Brandon Snyder, did. And he did his best fly fisherman cast from the sideline to the middle of the field.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's not the NFL, so it's not a spot foul, but Trey knew he was beat.
Oh, yeah, and that is a great penalty right there. I mean, you do. Do you give the long play or you give 15 yards? It's 15 yards every time. Even if that's not a play, that's an easy one to give up.
Or you give up 6.
Exactly. And the math seems to work out there pretty well.
And Trey, the leader, one of the leaders of this defense, has played some great football. And hey, this is college football. It's junior college football. There's guys, there's players. You're going to get beat.
Oh, yeah.
But how you react to it versus hey, I better grab this guy's jersey.
Absolutely.
Maybe they don't call it. The back judge didn't, but Mr. Snyder did. Bootleg. There's a first down play action pass.
And he's
hits the crossing route.
2 hands on that ball.
Ball's hanging loose.
And that's one thing I don't see enough from defenders. You see a guy coming down or you're second on the tackle, they should be punching the ball loose every time, especially if it's going to be out there like that. That's a game changer.
Stewart comes, it's just a simple bootleg, and Stewart's going to eventually come across. He's wide open, and Sean had said that ball's loose and not a sponsor, but you should go Popeye's Chicken Strip. Is that what you're saying, Sean?
Yes, sir, I am.
Barbecue or sweet and sour sauce?
I'm going to have to go with barbecue.
Very nice, very nice. Not a sponsor, but email me at cbabcock at Norcal Sports TV. Bend but don't break defense.
And it seems like down here shrinking the field just a little bit, and they have been playing that hard brand of ball down here.
Brian Eaton with the tackle. TFL, tackle for loss. Your favorite acronym if you're a Modesto Pirate defender. So it'll be 2nd and 12, and you get the big play, and you don't want to go negative yardage. Might be a pass play here. I'm seeing light hands by the offensive line. Johnson keeps it and will pick up 5 yards. But you can see the right tackle, and I don't know if we have it on the replay, but that's what you call light hands. The fingertips are barely touching the ground.
And good defensive linemen will pick up on that kind of stuff. As the game progresses, they see that kind of stuff, they see tendencies, and they react accordingly.
3rd and 7, big play here. Strong formation to the right with the tight end and a wing back and a fullback. And it's another play pass. Broderick Medrano with the sack. And then Farron Manululelu with the assist, but Medrano gets his 5th sack of the season and his 9th TFL. But look at the white jerseys rally to the football.
They are. A good decision by the quarterback not to try to make a pass out of that. Just tuck it and take the sack. You're in field goal range. Just take the 3 points if you can put them on the board.
41-yard field goal attempt here for opportunity for the Rams to tie this game up. The kick is up, and it is good.
It's good.
And we're all tied up here with 10:26 left in the 3rd quarter. We're tied at 13. You're watching Modesto Junior College football on Norcal Sports TV.
Modesto Junior College football on Norcal Sports TV is brought to you in part by Modesto Junior College. Go to mjc.edu for more information on one of the largest athletic programs in the state. Big Island Movers, your go-to for prompt and professional moving services in Modesto and beyond. Fonzie's Tacos. Life without tacos is like no life at all. Meeting rooms on demand. Great value and rates in the Bay Area, Fresno, and Las Vegas. And American Asphalt, taking care of business in Northern California for 35 years.
So we talk about key 3 possessions. Fresno scored on their first possession of the game, and they score on the first possession of the second half, but they're -1 on turnover so far, so we'll see how things transpire. But keeping the momentum for Fresno City, and we've got a touchback for Evan Rios and the Rams, so the Pirates will get the ball on the 25-yard line.
And in games like this, relatively low-scoring games for high-powered teams, sometimes those big plays come on kickoff return. And, I talked to the kicker before the game, and, putting him in the end zone is what he prides himself on, and it prevents your team from being scored on in that situation.
Weaver 7 of 12 in the first half, 89 yards. Jack Weaver 17 carries, 90 yards rushing, as the Pirates will pick up 4 on first down. Darius Nelson 5 carries for 53 yards and a TD. Garcia 3 receptions, and Jonah Lewis 1 reception for 20 yards, which really helped him get in field goal position. Be 2nd and 7 for the Pirates, and their 2-by-2 set. Bassman offset to Weaver's right. Weaver's got a receiver open, 50-50 ball, but he's knocked out of bounds.
Tremendous catch, but out of bounds.
and might have the air knocked out of him.
Receiver came down out of bounds.
Love the effort.
Yes.
Khalid Hilton on the coverage for the Rams.
Receiver just high points the ball right here on the sidelines. I mean, and that was a great play by the defender, but both. That catch right there is a big-time catch.
Yeah, Gray just wasn't able to get a foot down, and there's no forced out in any level of football anymore. So it'll be 3rd and 6 for the Pirates on their initial drive of the second half. Bass out of the backfield on a wheel route. Weaver's got time. Throws late, but it's completed. And I believe that's Kane Rogers, who been sick all week, didn't know how much he was going to be able to play tonight. But Weaver breaking all rules to quarterbacks, throwing late across his body. Little Joe Montana-esque as he rolls out here, Sean.
Scrambles out of the pocket.
And then throws it behind, which is normally not a good play, but the Pirates take care of business.
And I think that kind of goes to show with the type of football these kids are watching on TV nowadays is there are no plays that are off limits anymore. You get your Patrick Mahomes that's throwing across his body all the time and dropping them on a dime. So these kids, that's all they do. This is normal to me, so I'm going to do what's normal.
Besides the beef jerky that you brought, that's probably the smartest thing you've done or said all day long. Emulate what you watch on the tube.
Yes.
Or YouTube, rather. Weaver, inside route, pitch and catch. Rogers with a shake-em-up move.
Weaver's pass is complete to Rogers.
Rogers might have a little chicken soup at halftime. I don't know what, but he's made 2 big catches for first downs and a 28-yard gain. And the Pirates are knocking at the door.
They're knocking on the door.
Fresno quickly gets a substitute in. Alderson with the fly sweep. Stays patient with that play.
And, going back to Rogers being sick, a lot of times when a player's sick,
I knew you were going to say this. Go ahead.
They use their energy efficiently, and they don't have a lot of extra movement. So he's making his plays, he's making crisp moves, and he's getting upfield when he needs to.
Do you have a bug on me? Because that's exactly what I talked to Coach Stivers about before the game. Weaver inside the 5 for another first down. I said, Coach, just watch how you use them in the first half, and then the second half, Kane will use that energy very wisely.
Oh, yeah.
I think you said it much better than I did, but basically we were agreed on that. Big smash mouth formation for the Pirates. Bass,
and
or actually it's
like
Nelson. Touchdown. Raise the Jolly Rogers. Jolly Rogers and Darius Nelson with the touchdown.
They showed they were going to run, and they ran it.
So a 75-yard touchdown drive, and the Pirates go key 3 possession, and everything loading up, and the big uglies pushing that. A lot of red jerseys going backwards on that play.
And it's such a great feeling as an offensive player when you're down there and the offensive line, because that's their touchdown. It's all about the line push.
Right.
And that is the one time that they feel like, hey, we really made that play happen.
Dyack with the extra point, and the Pirates answer. It's 20-13. You're watching Modesto Junior College football on Norcal Sports TV.
Big Island Movers is a fully licensed and insured full-service moving company in Modesto. For over 10 years, we've provided friendly, reliable moving services in Central California. The driving force behind our business is passion behind what we do. At Big Island Movers, we're big on experience, big on value, and huge on service. With over 30 years of moving experience and a wide range of services to meet the ever-changing needs of our clients, Big Island Movers is your go-to for professional, prompt moving services. A loyal supporter of Modesto JC football. Big Island Movers, Kaimana, want to move ya.
That's how we just talking about. This is how you answer on the road. You just give up a touchdown, and you come back and answer with a 75-yard touchdown drive of yourself for a touchdown. How many more times can I say touchdown drive and a touchdown down to touchdown? It's not good. Running laterally versus pushing up the field.
Brian Selving on the return for the Rams.
And mistaken activity for achievement running instead of going north or south. And
I wonder how much the heat is playing for these guys that are running a lot today, because it didn't look like he was moving as fast as he could on that play.
Yeah.
Especially if you're trying to get lateral, you need to move.
And anytime you can, anytime you can get opponent to start their own drive on the 16-yard line after a score, you've done well.
Absolutely. And, you know, they've been having good field position, Fresno City has, on their returns.
And Modesto's blitzing. Martins doesn't get there, but Farron Manalulelu does. And we'll see on the replay, Austin Martins shows the edge blitzer right away, and then his middle linebacker, Buddy, comes up and finishes the play.
There's just so many white jerseys everywhere on their attack right now on defense.
And we talked about playing within your abilities. Brian Eaton wasn't going to get there. But you know what he did? He jumped up and got in Johnson's vision. He held the ball. Clock ran out.
Exactly.
Sack. 2nd and 16. Rosario.
Rosario
to the 40-yard line.
His feet.
Rico Rosario takes that ball from the 13-yard line out of the way to the 41. 28-yard gain, and that's how you get out of being near your own goal line.
And, you know, sometimes when that's your identity as a team and you are a running team and you have a guy like Rosario, just feed him. Let him eat up yards.
I should be saying Rosario's name for the next 3 plays. Is that what you're saying?
That's what I'm saying.
Okay. I met this guy before the game, but we think alike. Johnson on the quarterback keeper, and Johnson, the ball carrier. A shipload of Pirates on the tackle. But Rosario, you mentioned the weather. Rosario a little tired after that play, but still.
He might be.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of the poly players, though, they come, and that is one of the things that I've always talked to my poly friends about, is like, yeah, we're not always in the best shape, but when you're at this age right here, when you're a running back, the main thing you do is run, and you should be able to do that all game long.
2nd and 9, and Fresno has struggled today on first down. Trade the tight end with the wing back, and then the Pirates jump off sides, and we were just praising Mr. Eaton, and we'll still praise him, but he jumped off sides.
You know, I look at a lot of the runs that are happening right now, and it's find success on one run, and then it's play action, and I'm not seeing a lot of the run being established by the Rams. It's they're having good success, but not enough in a row to warrant a defense to say, okay, well, they've had 3 good runs in a row, I better come up and stop the run. So they're not reacting to that.
And now that we're in the we're nearing under 5.5 minutes here in the third quarter. This is where when you're playing and you make any sudden, John, you know what you make any sudden movement, you have a chance to cramp up. You do that extra move, that thing, and the next thing you know, you're grabbing the back of your calf. And so this is where you'll see, a game of attrition. No Silva with another tackle, and it'll be 3rd and 4 for Coach Caviglia, and the Pirates will make some substitutions.
3rd and 3 from the Ram 47-yard line.
2-by-2 set. The Rams break their formation, going from the tight end wing set to now a 2-by-2 set. 3rd and 4, and the Pirates are going to press the wide receivers off the line of scrimmage, and then they'll meet that with a blitz, and here it comes. And they get home, but Johnson scrambles out of it. That's a pass.
And then flags all over the field.
Now, I don't think he was across the line of scrimmage, Sean. If they call that a legal forward pass, I don't think he was across the line of scrimmage. And you have all of your body, we'll see what the call is. So the Pirates are blitzing. They nearly get home, and he does the Brett Favre. So there was a holding in there, Sean, but I don't know if he was past the line of scrimmage. But the officials are going over to confer with Coach Stivers.
So there must have been a couple plays against the Rams on that to go over to that side.
A holding at the side of a legal forward pass, possibly. Maybe.
Their fifth offense. Holding clock. Illegal forward pass. Number 10. 5-yard foul. Lost.
It's like a bad cell phone reception. It's like when I call Dion when he's up in the mountains. So we've learned that as a new language, Pig Latin.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
And just say, oh, okay. Okay, yeah, I got you.
Yeah. You hang up and you start texting each other. It's like teenagers.
Just to clarify.
Yeah. Please confirm.
Yeah. So watch the leg on this punter right here. Eli Rio Frio is a Clovis West product from last year. This kid has a boot. And they're showing it as the returner is lined up on the 10 when he's lined up on the 25.
Not much of a wind, but when it blows here, we enjoy it.
Oh, yes.
Pirates got 10 guys at the line of scrimmage, and then we've got a penalty. Now, yeah, it's a legal procedure, and Fresno in the first half had one penalty.
Still fourth down.
They had two penalties on one play and then another one there. So there's 4 right there. They got one digit. Yeah, that's 4.
You know, this is a part of the game right here is the long snapping, punting game. The long snap has to be a crisp snap for the punter. I mean, people overlook it, but if you're a long snapper, you need to make sure that snap is there every time.
Rogers will take this at the 18-yard line, makes one defender miss, but then the Rams rally up and make the tackle. You're watching Modesto Junior College football on Norcal Sports TV.
Cleve Hilton on the stop for the Rams.
Big Island Movers Tacos, taquizas for every occasion. You can find Fonzie's Tacos during the week at 820 8th Street in Modesto, or right here for Modesto Junior College football home games. You have a special event or company function, contact Fonzie's Tacos at 2.
Pirate first down, and Weaver keeps it himself and picks up 3.
Gain of 3 on the play.
In the first half, Weaver had this is a quarterback, 17 carries for 90 yards in the first half.
And they get the edge again.
Yeah, Bass takes the sweep and turns the corner and picks up gain of 6. It'll be 3rd and 2.
3rd and 2 at the 28-yard line.
They do have a very loud PA system. Keeps me awake. Bassman smelling the first down, swims for another one, and they'll move the chains, and then this is where the Pirates will heat things up.
And we talked earlier about the levels of the phases of this game, and they're really working the middle hard, and then they go to the outside, and they're having great success right now everywhere.
And then they bring in Thomas Wood, number 60, as an H-back. He won't be an eligible receiver, but he's going to block some guys, and he's out there blocking right now, makes a good block in space. And then we have an attempted meat locker tackle by Eric Dobbins. And why you say meat locker tackle? Well, I used to be a butcher way back when, and the guys that deliver the meat, they've got the meat over their shoulder, and they throw it on the butcher block. That's the reminiscent of a meat locker tackle.
And that is a great block by that number 60, and the running back cuts inside of it for their 5-yard gain. They get on that first down. It sets up everything.
And beautiful move by the Pirates coaching staff, getting another guy involved, Nelson. But there's a holding penalty. This will be marched back. When the field judge throws that flag, it's a holding by the receivers. And we're not being critical because they've done a great job. Not only did they all season doing that, but every once in a while, you're going to get caught.
Hey, do it till you get caught, right?
Right.
Holding. Offense, number 60.
Oh, the H-back that we were just praising at the holding space. And his mom, we're just having fun. Hey, my son's number got called. No, honey.
Not in a good way.
Yeah. Again, the vending machine.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
It's like officials, the same thing.
Yeah. 2nd and 13. Kane Rogers in motion.
And then something else.
And then we've got a post and chop. Post and chop is when an offensive player is blocking high and another one's engaged low. And I think that's just what the call was.
Flag on the play.
If they ever could allow me to officiate from here in the shade, I think I'd be pretty good.
Oh, yeah. You know, and it's kind of funny. I mean, the crews have expanded from your 4-man crew to your 5-man crew to your 6-man crew, and they see so much with less responsibility. So the calls are pretty accurate.
Yes. So holding penalty there, and it'll be marched back. And now the ball will be spotted at the 20. So it'll be 2nd and 20 and 4 for the Pirates.
Modesto 20-yard line.
Weaver back to pass, and he's sacked.
Weaver sacked on the play.
It seems like when
Jake Kakaiva with the sack. Go ahead, Sean.
These quick sacks like this, there's got to be some miscommunication going on the offensive line because the guy's just getting right through. I think he's talking.
Or quarterback's supposed to release the football on timing and doesn't.
Yes.
And Fresno rallies up to the football. Either way, it's third and Modesto here, and Weaver's tackled.
Weaver, the ball carrier.
You know, with that big of a gain right now, you have the Fresno City defense sitting back, and you want to give your punter some room to get the ball out. So they put it in the ball of their quarterback and let him do his thing.
So
brings up 4th and 23.
An earlier punt return set up an earlier score for Fresno. So Sherman will punt, and Michael Gates, the punt returner for the Rams, is back to receive, and he's standing at his own 47-yard line. Bad snap. And Sherman's going to run it, and this is going to be a race. Ooh. And he's tackled. Now, who made the tackle?
The punt returner.
Yes. Recognized it right away. Now, Sherman's hasn't been punting all year, but on a bad snap, a lot of times you got to make a play there. Now, he tried to make a play. He would have had time to punt that and go rugby style, right?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
Watch how fast.
Woo! With a tremendous tackle. And, he recognized that soon because at that point, it's you give the ball up. You already have good field position by way of where they're kicking it, and you go up and make the play. That was a great job by number 21.
Yeah, Michael Gates shot out a cannon, literally. And not much to gain once again on first down. I think, regardless of the result of this game, I think when Coach Caviglia and his offensive staff looks at, we just didn't have a lot of success on first down.
On the play. Trey Nichols on the stop for the Pirates. 2nd and 8.
And that'll Fresno will get a playoff before the end of the quarter. And it's a lead draw. Ooh. And the Pirates met that with vengeance.
End of third quarter.
So the Pirates lead Fresno City on the road 20-13 as the end of the third quarter's here. We'll bring you the rest of the ball game. You're watching Modesto Junior College Football on Norcal Sports TV.
Big Island Movers is a fully licensed and insured full-service moving company in Modesto. For over 10 years, we've provided friendly, reliable moving services in Central California. The driving force behind our business is passion behind what we do. At Big Island Movers, we're big on experience, big on value, and huge on service. With over 30 years of moving experience and a wide range of services to meet the ever-changing needs of our clients, Big Island Movers is your go-to for professional, prompt moving services. A loyal supporter of Modesto JC football. Big Island Movers, Kaimana, wanna move ya. Fonzie's Tacos, taquizas for every occasion. You can find Fonzie's Tacos during the week at 820 8th Street in Modesto or right here for Modesto Junior College Football home games. You have a special event or company function? Contact Fonzie's Tacos at 209-596-8871, and they will help. Check out their high ratings on Facebook and Yelp. Once you try Fonzie's Tacos, they will be your new favorite taco truck. Fonzie's Tacos. Life without tacos is like no life at all.
So start of the fourth quarter, and it'll be 3rd and 4 if the officials decide where the ball will be spotted. And we were talking earlier in the game about what kind of score, and we kind of agreed maybe the first team to 27 going to win this ball game.
And that seems to be
and
the
they're
case.
playing right in the hands of that. Two evenly matched teams, both on great winning streaks, getting better, have put their worst football behind them. And sometimes I think, you know, especially when you're playing top schedules like both of these schools do every single year, you know, you lose to a certain team and you got to realize we're not as good as we thought we were, but we're definitely not as bad as we thought we were, right, Sean?
Yes, absolutely.
I'm sure you've gone through that.
And that's, one of those games early in the season, if you have a young team and there's a lot of turnover at this level,
yes,
and you get a young team come in and it's you go against a perennial powerhouse such as Butte, and all of a sudden it's like, what kind of team are you? You know, during those first 2 games, you're finding your identity, and then by game 3 come around like, oh, this is who we are. You know, it's unfortunate with a young team that they don't have that kind of moxie coming into it where, you know, you got a team led by sophomores, you do have your identity and you can show who you are right away.
Well, and sometimes you just got to let the skin get a little thicker. And, you know, we were over at City College. Now it's going to be 3rd and 7. And Modesto got their behinds handed to them. But that was City College played their best game of the year, number 1. Number 2, you just got to go. You're not as bad as the result of that game, and they've won every game since then. Nearly intercepted. Dom Silva.
Broken up by Dom Silva.
Had his hand right in the passing lane, and didn't have any defense. And didn't have an offensive receiver attacking him. So what do? Go rob the curl route, young man. That's exactly what he did.
And he jumps it, and I think, that's going to be a foot race from that point. You know,
but see, there's no receiver out in the flat, and Silva sees that, gets his hands up. That's good defense. So it's 4th down. They're 4 of 11 on 4th down this season. Fresno is. Johnson back to pass, and they'll get the first down. White with the reception, and Johnson threw that ball with nice timing, and the receiver, he's a young player. He doesn't. It's a first down for the Chains are no matter what level.
Yes,
and
there was confidence in that throw. He knew he was to him, and he's going to catch it.
He asserted himself, and how do you see confidence? You step up and you throw the ball timing. Big 4th down conversion for Fresno City. Johnson, and just out of the outstretched hands of Malik White, had 4 catches last week. So you again, not a big play on first down. So it'll be 2nd and 10, and they'll stay with that 3-by-1 formation. Just started the 4th quarter here. Inside run by Leon Young, and it's going to be another 3rd and 8.
3-yard gain on the play.
We can find that success on those early downs in the drive are huge. And Fresno City on this drive, they're not seeming to be able to do that.
But they're coming up big on 3rd or 4th down.
They are, yes.
But like we had said, it makes it when you evaluate this game out of we got to come up with some better plays on first down. Love that play design. And they ran that earlier, Sean, where the receiver out of the top of the screen is not he's eligible receiver, but he knows he's going to be a blocker, and it's a little shallow cross against the formation. See, comes all the way through, faking the fly sweep, but those two wide receivers are blocking. And I'm going to say his name again, LaQuanti Harris.
And they're already blocking.
You're a great blocking wide receiver. And there's no fantasy points in that, but gosh darn it, there's building trust with your coaches. And when you do that, coach is going to throw you a ball. Rosario cuts it up inside. Touchdown, Fresno City.
What a great cut.
12-yard touchdown run by Rosario, and we're extra point away from tying it at 20-all.
And I'm seeing when Rosario and Torres get involved, big things are happening. Look at this run right here. He pushes it hard to the outside, puts that hard foot in the ground right there, cuts it up, and keeps his leg driving to the end zone. That's a great run.
Number 79, Kirby Payne. Oh, my goodness. Did he lay some pain there? Nice block out in space, and we're on for the extra point. And it's blocked. And the Pirates are going to try to get a point out of this. Cue up the circus music, folks.
And, again, that's
a big play. It's the second blocked kick today, and we've got a Pirate down on the field.
And with 13:50 to go in the ball game, Modesto Junior College 20, Fresno City College 19.
And again, it's a low snap. It's a low snap that's on the ground, and the kicker just doesn't have time to get that ball up.
You got a number on that?
Number 10.
Number 10, Kendrick Bond, trying to get some points out, and hopefully he's not seriously hurt, and he's attended to by the athletic training staff of the Pirates. But there's that dangling point, and the Pirates, they seem to make defensively, they seem to make plays when at the most opportune time. You give up the touchdown, right? Mm-hmm. You got to go next play. You don't have time to, oh, geez, you had this guy. And they go and get the block, nearly get a return. But that's a big play.
Like they say, defense wins championships, and their defense has come to play today.
Short kick. Alderson will return it. Turns it back upfield, and the Pirates will start this drive
Alderson on the return.
On the 37-yard line.
Jake Sullivan on the stop for the Rams.
About a 3.5-minute drive, 62-yard touchdown drive for Fresno City. And the Pirates. So Rosario has 2 touchdowns today, 1 receiving, 1 rushing. And as they've done so often, not only today but all season long, especially during their win streak, is answering scores. Bass has done his best running in the fourth quarter this season. Picks up 2, and it'll be 2nd and 8.
Hawkins on the stop for the Rams.
And it's been a game of really back and forth drives, sustained drives, not necessarily scores, but back and forth sustained drives.
Yes.
It's eating up a lot of clock, but we're not seeing the points on the board.
Right, exactly. So we've got a stack receiver formation at the bottom of your screen, and Garcia is in the slot.
Well, and you had a and that's one of those things. If you're an outside linebacker and you're coming on that blitz off the edge and you don't make the play and the guy breaks your outside contain, I mean, there's nobody else there to make that play, and that's what happened right there. He missed the play, came outside, got to the second level, and that's a big gain.
This is the Bass man finding plenty of big holes to swim through.
Yes, pushes it upfield, gets outside.
And finishes with a forward lean, and receivers blocking out front. Nelson comes in for Bass, turns it upfield, makes a great decision there. He's run that play several times today and bounced it outside. Defense did a good job, didn't give off the edge, put a foot in the ground and got upfield, got positive yardage on first down. It's been a good play all day for Fresno. Or for
and
Modesto.
Fresno City off guard. They were standing up looking at the sidelines. They weren't ready on that play at all. That's a good job by Modesto getting that play off.
It'll be nearly a first down. It'll be 3rd and short.
Ball spotted at the 32, 3rd and 1.
And we've got the stack receivers at the top of your screen. Maybe a play pass. And it is. Little screen, gets 4 yards and a first down.
And that's the way to get that momentum going forward. You know, he knew he had to get the first down on 3rd down, and he went over the top. Defender went low.
And we've got a Fresno player down. You're watching Modesto Junior College football on Norcal Sports TV.
Modesto Junior College football on Norcal Sports TV is brought to you in part by Modesto Junior College. Go to mjc.edu for more information on one of the largest athletic programs in the state. Big Island Movers, your go-to for prompt and professional moving services in Modesto and beyond. Fonzie's Tacos. Life without tacos is like no life at all. Meeting rooms on demand. Great value and rates in the Bay Area, Fresno, and Las Vegas. And American Asphalt, taking care of business in Northern California for 35 years.
Mother of pearl. Oh.
The Soaries team is partnered with the Fresno Bully Rescue to bring you Furball Friday. Every Friday we post a photo and bio of an adoptable pet that is available for adoption. Like, comment, and share on Facebook and Instagram to help an animal find a forever home. Mention the Soaries team and we will donate a welcome home package for Seamus once he is adopted into his forever home. The Soaries team at Iron Key Real Estate unlocks the best results for you, using community networks to open the doors of possibility, where you work, play, and live. Ask for Sean and Chelsea at Iron Key Real Estate. Real Estate Unlocked. Meeting Rooms on Demand, a unique alternative to hotel conference rooms. With rates as low as $40 an hour and seating capacity up to 50, we provide unprecedented value for small businesses. Locations in Fremont, Oakland, Fresno, and Las Vegas. Reach us at meetingroomsondemand.com and tell them you saw this ad on Norcal Sports TV for a 50% discount off your first rental. Great rates and value. Meeting Rooms on Demand.
And I believe the injured player is number 38, Tyler Lewis.
30-yard line.
1st and 10 at the Pirates, or at the Fresno 30-yard line. Bass.
Wow.
Forward lean. See, and we talked about this. Those tackles that were being made early in the game are now arm tackles. It's like, are you a tackler or you a ticker taker and just turnstile going through? And Bass breaking a lot of tackles, and he'll get another opportunity to run. And look at that forward push by the Modesto Pirates offensive line, a 4-yard gain, and the feeding the Bass is a theme on this drive.
4 yards on the play. That's good for a
And
first
that is
down.
a big mouth Bass right there because he's running with authority.
Yes. And the Pirates have done a good job lately of rotating the running backs in, and that's keeping Bass fresh. Nelson.
And to be quite honest, when you're going against a running back, especially running back committee, they could wear a defense out. And right now it doesn't. We're in the shade and we don't really feel the heat.
Right.
But when I was down in the sun, that sun is really beating you up, and you're hot and you're getting dehydrated, and you're starting to see a little fatigue from the Fresno City defense.
Most certainly. Nelson and Bass, and along with Weaver's footwork, has been doing well for the Pirates, and Nelson turns the corner. And this is one of the top defenses in the state, one of the top rushing defenses, averaging under 100 yards a game. And the Pirates, when this game gets over, they're going to get near a rushing mark that's not going to make the defensive coaches for Fresno very, very happy. Alderson with the fake, and Nelson gets the carry, and Fresno's defense wasn't happy, and they penetrated, and we've got
another Ram down on the field.
Official timeout. Defense injury.
So next week we'll be at Modesto JC as they host Sacramento City College. And then there'll be the season finale, which will be at San Joaquin Delta at week 10. And this is the big game in the conference because both these teams are 2-0 and have strong preseason records as well. So we'll see what transpires here. But that missed extra point, depending on what happens here on these next couple of downs, we'll see what kind of hill that the Rams have to climb to get on the winning side. The injured player is number 23, Khalid Hilton. Had 2 interceptions last week against Sacramento City College. So it'll be 2nd and 8 from the 8.
Now this is where Fresno City could use some of that Modesto mentality down low right now.
Bend but don't break.
Bend, don't break.
Second down, goal to goal from the 8-yard line.
Bootleg, Weaver. Does a great
and it's
move.
Out of bounds.
He was careless with the football, but then smart all in the same play because he's handling out there like a loaf of bread. Ball is chicken strip. The ball's on the ground.
Ball goes out of bounds
and
at the 6-yard line.
He made sure that nobody recovered it.
That was a
Punched it
great
out of
step
bounds.
up in the pocket right
See,
there,
that ball's
too.
hanging loose, though, Sean, right?
Yep, and he's looking to pass. And I think at this point in the game, he's trying to do quite a bit with it, but it's not necessary at this particular point in the game. Be safe with that ball because a turnover right here, they march the field.
So it'll be 3rd and goal at the 6. And Kane Rogers in the game. He's
3rd down, goal to goal from the 6.
He's lethal here of putting him in motion on the fly sweep and getting the blockers out in front. And Coach Stivers not in a hurry to make a decision.
Modesto College.
Works the clock all the way down and then calls the timeout. And they're going to talk about
for the Rams' final regular season game in 2 weeks. That's on Saturday, November 10th, for the military appreciation game when the Rams take on West Hills College. This game will celebrate all veterans.
With the ball at the 6-yard line, it'd be pretty tough to run the football. But they go into one of their empty backfield set, throw a little eye candy on a motion, could open up a gap for Weaver, and you put it in his hands.
Yes. You know, and they have shown that they can get the perimeter even to fake that look, to get the perimeter. Linebackers are going to flow out there, and then the quarterback, like you said, right up the middle.
And worst case scenario, you don't get it. You kick the field goal and you lead by 4.
Yes.
And you have confidence in your defense, and you also have confidence in your offense, especially that you've been able to answer every single time that Fresno has scored. Modesto has, they're looking to answer here.
Yes.
They're dialing the phone to answer, or I guess not, that isn't proper. They're waiting to answer. I'll just shut up and we'll move here from how they're going to answer.
And just watch.
I just was keep digging to try to get out of it, and finally just go Sammy silent here. So it'll be third, and it's a long 6. Bass in protection. There's Weaver.
And like they call him down.
I don't know how they don't call that a touchdown. Do we have our third camera pointing down along the sideline or no? That's what we'll do next game. We'll have that camera pointed at the
goal line.
At the goal line. I thought Weaver got in.
Oh, it did look like his knee was down. Right.
Hey, and you don't get this on any other streams, people.
Right, yep. It looked a little bit short.
So they're going to bring in the big uglies. Don't write your letters, Mom. Your kids are beautiful. That means the big fellas are coming in. Bass over the top, Marcus Allen style. Touchdown, Modesto.
Modesto touchdown.
Up and away.
Up and away.
He's a swimming bass, but he's also a flying bass.
I love the reference to Marcus Allen. I'm a huge Chiefs fan, so Marcus Allen was my guy back in the day.
Yeah, but unfortunately that play I'm remembering is, we've got some dueling birds.
Wow, and they are going all the way to the ground. Sorry, I didn't mean to get sidetracked on that, but there was birds fighting. Two birds of prey.
National Geographic.
It was.
Norcal
My
Sports
goodness.
TV.
I'm going to have to go check on them after the game, make sure they're all right.
8:05 to go. Modesto Junior College 27, Fresno City College 19.
Well put together drive as the Pirates answer, and it's 27-19. You're watching Norcal Sports TV.
Modesto Junior College Football on Norcal Sports TV is brought to you in part by Modesto Junior College. Go to mjc.edu for more information on one of the largest athletic programs in the state. Big Island Movers, your go-to for prompt and professional moving services in Modesto and beyond. Fonzie's Tacos. Life without tacos is like no life at all. Meeting rooms on demand. Great value and rates in the Bay Area, Fresno, and Las Vegas. And American Asphalt, taking care of business in Northern California for 35 years.
So, Devin Bass with the 1 yard jump, imitating Marcus Allen, not when he was playing for the Chiefs, when he was playing for the Raiders, and he went over the top against my Steelers. And that mural is painted at the Bear Gardens, Madison Bear Gardens in Chico, where I went to school, just as a reminder. Slow developing return. One tackler misses, but the others don't. And it's it's a shipload of Pirates on the tackle, and
good for 22 yards.
The ball will be spotted at the 32-yard line. Munoz with the tackle, 7:56 mark.
You're starting to see the urgency. I mean, in that return right there, returner had a nice straight arm, and he just kept running. He knows that they need to get yards.
Okay, Sean, so you're calling plays for Fresno. Let's say you have this successful drive. You also have to have your assistants in thinking, what is going to be our 2-point play to tie this game?
I'm looking at either Rico Rosario or Jacob Torres. Jacob Torres' hands, so far, they've thrown him balls and he's caught them. I'm going to get him open and feed one of those guys the ball.
Dom Silva, it's in the fourth quarter, but don't tell that young man. Excited, and Farron Manulelu with the tackle. Those guys playing well together at 2nd and 12.
And he's getting blocked as he's making that play.
And against Fresno struggling on first down. Light hands here. Pass play. Slant route.
And there he is. There's Jacob Torres like we had talked about.
Nice timing route, and it's a first down for Fresno City.
And Jacob Torres has shown time and time again that he can catch any ball thrown at him if you put it in a spot where he can. And he's going to make a play.
Sherman and Manuel on the stop. 1st and 10
And
Ram 43.
the Rams have all their timeouts left. Modesto has 2. First down play. And there's their best first down play of the second half, a 7-yard gain. And Graves
8-yard gain on the
dipsy
play.
doos for a nice chunk on first down.
Manuel Lau on the stop.
So it'll be second and 2. They haven't had a lot of those opportunities today, Sean.
No, now it opens up the playbook on this down right here.
Take a shot on me. That's beautiful defense there by Modesto. Jason Foglia. I loved how he kept outside presence. You're not going to get outside of me. He keeps Johnson in front of him and makes a great play there. Exceptional play.
Nice play, coach.
So often you get too far upfield and the quarterback, he breaks your containment. Nice defense again by the Pirates. 3rd and short. And boy, oh boy, Austin Martins played that very angrily, to say the least. And we've got a Pirate down on the field. And that is number 34, Antonio Pule.
And that looks to be a straight give, because if he was reading it, that end came down hard on the running back. He should have pulled it and ran it. So I'm thinking that might have been just a straight give.
Okay, so it's 4th and 2. Now Fresno takes the timeout, so now they only have 2 left.
Mm-hmm.
And you know,
Timeout, Fresno City College.
it's been a low-scoring game.
Yes.
But Modesto has been very efficient on offense. So even if you don't go for it and you punt it here, here's a chance you're going to be down a couple of scores.
Yes.
So Coach Cavilla wants to drop his best play. For the Pirates, they know the tendencies here. And on the season, Fresno City is 5 of 12 on 4th down conversions.
And, you know, just because this game hasn't gone in the way of the Fresno City defense doesn't mean that they don't have that confidence in them still. They didn't get that title for nothing. So you go for this play right here and you call on your defense. Hey, if we're going to be a championship team, you have to make a play, so let's go. And
that's a first down.
And we're getting the first.
Rosario dips inside on the ISO play, doesn't bounce it outside and look for any style points. Puts his foot down to the ground. Trey Nichols gets his nose up and makes the tackle. They're running the football here.
Straight downhill, 2 lead blockers. He puts his shoulders down and just goes for the first down. He's not thinking about anything else but 4 yards in front of that line of scrimmage.
And to me, when you're down 8 points, it's almost down 2 scores because you got to get that 2-point conversion to tie it, right?
Yep.
Sean, I always look at it that way. The Pirates stunt up front. That's a good rally to the football. Young on that outside run, but watch Modesto rally up to the football here.
3 yards on the play.
And they did a little tackle end stunt here. Watch the defensive line loop.
Yes.
There's a little stunt.
Steps outside, tries to get the edge. And that is great gang tackling right there.
That's how you finish. I would say how I used to describe it when I first started coaching, but I think I'd be offended some people. Johnson, we've got a holding penalty no matter where this goes. And we said you're going to get this guy the football. Yes, Coach Cavili does. LaQuante Harris doing such a good job blocking in space, but that's a holding penalty going to be marched back. So it'll be, instead of a first down, it is going to be 2nd and about 18.
Man, that's a huge play right there.
and give a chance for the Pirates defense to rotate some guys.
I mean, and the clock is going down and down. We got 5:17 left right now, and I hate to say it, but if you can't make up for the drive killers, then you're gonna be hurting right here.
Pirates playing with a single high safety. They'll press the wide receivers, motion out of the backfield. Johnson on a crossing route, and the wide receiver went run first, catch second, and it's incomplete. And that was Jacob Torres, who you had mentioned earlier. You got to catch that ball with your eyes, right? You got to see it all the way in. And he's trying to make a play before the play to be made.
See, I almost wonder if the official got in the way of that football. I can't really tell.
Well, the ball hit him, the receiver, right in the hands, and you got to just look that all the way in. You do the Kodak. Google Kodak if you don't know what it is, if you're that young. But 3rd and long here for Coach Caviglia. Pirates blitz. It's picked up.
And
deep downfield, got a wide receiver. Touchdown. A breakup in the coverage. 53 yards. Anthony Stewart with the reception from a Jonah Johnson pass. 53-yard touchdown. They're going to go for 2.
And that's just a good throw and catch right there. He seemed to have been forgotten about on that play.
So Stewart with the reception from Johnson. And you can't have too much of a celebration because you're going to be going for 2.
Yes. And they have Torres in the game right now. They have Rico in the game.
Sprint right. And it's incomplete. Ball hit the ground.
Johnson's pass intended for Harris goes incomplete. The try is no good.
So,
and with 4:50
a blocked field goal, a blocked PAT, and then a stop at a 2-point attempt. That's some points leaving on the field there. And you had to make that decision. You had to go for 2, but you go early in the game. That bend but don't break. They gave up the touchdown, and they didn't play very good defense on that sprint right option. But
it keeps happening right there.
Yeah.
That's the thing. It's like they know when they need to make the stop. It's like, we should make this stop, but we have to make this stop. And they've been making the have-to stops.
Yes, most certainly. And this is where Modesto is very good. There's 4 minutes and 51 seconds left, and who's very good at it is their offensive line. They're good. They know when they get this ball, normally they're speeding up. They're going to run that play clock down to 3 or 4 seconds every single play. We both played this game. It's not easy for an offensive lineman to be in a 3-point stance for that long, but they're very disciplined at it, and that is a strength.
And, and right now we've been talking about that. 27 points on the board.
Yep. So, 68-yard drive, 2 minutes and 5 seconds, and a return towards the Modesto bench, and it's like Groundhog's Day again.
Alderson on the return.
The return on special teams normally is set to the bench. The kicker for Fresno doing a great job of kicking away from that Rios, kicking it opposite of that, and then the Pirates are pinned down on the 10-yard line. Excellent work by the special teams of Fresno City.
Yes.
So they'll take over with 4:46 left in this game. And important here to put together a couple of first downs if you're Modesto.
And that's what we talked about earlier in the game. It's been about sustaining those drives. They haven't ended in scores necessarily, but right now we're in a position where the team who sustains, if they can sustain this drive, they're going to win this game.
So Bass with the carry picks up 4, 2nd and 4. So the Pirates are right up on the ball. Yeah, they're no huddle. Play clock is down to 25. They're going to drain this thing every single play down to about 4 seconds. And what's the play clock? At the end of the play clock starts. You've got 40 seconds if it's a live ball to snap the football. And Weaver's staring right at the play clock. And then they'll run their offense. Bass, close to a first down.
Bass, the ball carrier.
Snap that ball at 3 seconds left on the play clock. That's discipline. So no matter what happens with this drive, they're going to work a lot of time off this clock.
From the 20-yard line.
If they don't pick it up, I'd imagine Coach Caviglia would call a timeout here. Fresno blitzes. Nelson picks up the first down.
And he picks up the first, and that was kind of odd that they ran that play. They had 17 seconds on the clock and they ran it.
2-yard gain on the play.
And maybe it was to take have them off guard right there.
Dobbins on the stop for the Rams.
So Modesto, famous for their dairies.
First and 10.
Nice
Nelson
run.
does a great job because that was nearly a tackle for loss.
Avoids the first one, takes on the second tackler, and he gets the first down.
And I've been
That's
wanting
a
to
great
say
run.
this kid's name, Cameron Laminuzzi, in the backfield. But Nelson does a good job of keeping his feet going, and we're going to be under the 3-minute mark when this ball is snapped. Couple more first down, and it's raised the Jolly Roger. Kane Rogers.
Rogers, the ball carrier.
And he's met rudely in the backfield, and it's a timeout.
Timeout Fresno City.
Fresno City.
Their second and a half.
Now, that was dangerous for Kane Rogers to leave his feet because you leave that ball exposed. Xavier Alexander has got 3 interceptions on the season.
Fly sweep, and 29 comes in where before he missed a tackle earlier in the last drive, and they had a big gain off of that, and this time he didn't let it happen.
Went next play, Javion Macias with the tackle for loss. So now it'll be 2nd and 12. Chabot, I keep saying Chabot. Well, Coach Caviglia coached Chabot.
Yes, he did.
A long time ago. But anyway, Fresno has 1 timeout. Modesto has 2. So it's 2nd and 12. Now, as a coach, if I was in this situation, I always like to throw the ball when you're trying to work the clock and you had to get a first down. Always like to make the pass on 2nd down.
2nd and 12.
Trying to catch the defense off guard. Weaver quarterback draw, and nice play.
Now, this is a huge third down right here.
Cameron
stopped again.
Laminuzzi with another play. Laminuzzi with another tackle, 2 plays in a row. But I'm watching some of the defensive backs and wide receivers. They're stretching and pulling those calves up.
Oh, yeah.
It's go time here.
Let's hopefully have their pickle juice before the game.
Yes. There's an old school guy there. Salt tablets, too.
Oh, yeah. Learned the hard way about salt tablets during a half marathon I decided to run one day out of the blue. I knew I was going to run it, but I didn't train for it. And I'm 2 miles in, and all of a sudden my legs lock up. And they're like, do you have salt? No? You better get some salt, buddy. You're not going to be able to make it.
It was amazing when my dad coached high school, and you'd have the salt tablet dispensers and all those things, and maybe kids did. I just don't remember guys cramping up back in the day as much today, but who knows.
I don't know. I think it might be with the body composition.
Yes.
A lot of the athletes nowadays, they have no fat on their body,
Right.
and all of a sudden they have nothing to draw from.
So it's 3rd and 9. I'm going to use that next time my wife says, don't go to that steakhouse. I go, I need to have something to draw from. Sean told me it was okay. All right, so we've got 3rd and 9. Chabot has Fresno City has no timeouts left.
Wow. Huge stop.
How many more plays is that kid going to make in a row?
And we had mentioned this earlier, too. It's like, you have the one of the top defenses in the state. So guess what? You rely on them and expect they're going to make the play like they're supposed to, and not having, uncharacteristic defensive play. Now they show their characteristics, say, hey, this is what we do. This is the defense who we are.
Lemonezzi with his 3rd straight tackle. So there's 20 on the play clock. There's going to be, by the time Fresno City College gets the ball back, it's going to be under 1:50 left. And they're a field goal away from winning this game.
And they're almost in field goal range from where
so
the
Coach
punt returner
Stivers is on the
standing.
sideline. He's going to let this drain down to 1 second and call a timeout.
Yep. Because right now, time for you is more important than that timeout.
And that's tough because you're looking at the situation, but do you use the timeout or do you just kick it? You know what? You want to drain everything you possibly can. You want to get everybody on the same page. You still have a timeout left if something weird happened. So, and for Fresno, they've done a good job, especially early in the game, of returning kicks. So we'll see if Michael Gates has one more play in him, and we'll see if the Modesto punt coverage can make a play. And the last time Sherman punt or was back in punt formation, he tried to get the first down after the bad snap. That would be disastrous for Modesto. So one hunt man on the edge for the Pirates. Nice kick by Sherman. If he was going to pick a time to make his best kick of the day, just let it go. Don't touch it. Work off as much clock as you possibly can. That play took 14 seconds.
And the punter is still down.
4 yards and no return.
I didn't see much contact on that, but there appears to be something.
So Andre Sherman with his best punt of the day. The ball was
34.
I mean, talk about changing the field position.
Oh my.
You're putting pressure on Fresno City.
That's a 69-yard punt.
Wow.
So Andre Sherman, when you make up your next business cards, put field flipper
yes
as your occupation.
Yes, I might have to recruit that guy for real estate.
So I don't know if we talked about it this late in the game, you start extending yourself that you cramp up. I didn't know if he was contacted or not.
I couldn't tell. He might have landed wrong.
But he certainly had the perfect trajectory on that ball.
Yes.
And to get over.
And you said he is a defensive player, correct?
Yes.
So I think what happened there, it looks to be his left foot. And so I think that was a plant. When he came up and he went down, I think he planted wrong on his left foot.
Andre Sherman, one of the leaders of this group, returning player. The Pirates had struggled punting early in the season, took over the punting duties, and he's made some exceptional plays, but this is as big as it gets with that near 64-yard punt.
Now, you get put in a situation where you want to win a game, and then, for a comeback story, there is no better one than this.
Chabot, damn it. Fresno City College has no timeouts. Johnson back to pass. Post route.
Wow.
And he breaks
gone.
it. It's going to be a touchdown. Modesto get a chance to come back.
Wow. And we really haven't heard Malik White's name all day. And then when his number's called, he punches his ticket.
84-yard touchdown pass on the Allie McBeal skinny post. And then White breaks the tackle, and there's no safety to be, and he retakes it for the touchdown. Now Modesto will get the ball back, and they have one timeout.
These Central kids, they play some football, that's for sure. They're coached well in high school, and they come to the next level, and they're doing big things here too. And we just go to talk about this is a situation that kids want to be in. This is where you make a name for yourself. And sure enough, one play, passing catch, huge play.
So the Rams are going to go for two.
A lot of movement right there.
And then we've got a delay and maybe a procedure.
Yeah, I think they were movement on the offense. They didn't seem to get set.
False start. Offense. Number 13. 5 yards. Still on timeout.
Puts a little more pressure on your offense, sending them out a little bit further.
Johnson, he'll scramble. And he's got it wide open.
Wow.
That play took so long. Johnson to Malik White. So White gets 8 points on that drive.
Yes. That'd be good fantasy points right there.
I think Johnson heard the coaches yelling to throw the ball.
33, Modesto Junior College, 27.
And this is what happens. He's scrambling around the pocket. He gets wrapped up. I mean, they're on his jersey, and he throws off balance to a wide-open receiver.
And another Pirate defender down on the field. Plenty of time left.
Oh, yeah.
But the Pirates have had nice drives this year, or this game, but haven't had big plays. They've had to grind out the drives.
And now we go back to the that timeout that was taken, and now.
Well, but if he doesn't call the timeout, there could be less time left in the game. Leg rolled up.
So leg whip. Oh, he gets bent over. He got bent backwards. It's a good thing to be young and flexible when you're playing this game. Football players of the old, flexibility training wasn't necessarily a big thing, but to be flexible now is huge.
I believe that's number 34, Antonio Pule. So Pirates have a timeout, minute 25 left. And if you're City College, you want to kick this ball in the end zone and make Modesto start the ball on their 25-yard line. And like you said, Fresno's got a good defense. They've given up some yards today, but this is the time they want to get the stop. Reverse. And they don't have it set up very well. A lot of red jerseys over there. Porter gets the hand up on the reverse.
Good time to try it.
Yes, not a bad play.
Going back to that timeout, it's one of those things. You're absolutely right. It's you call it expecting this situation, but then a team goes down and scores in one play like that. I mean, luckily there's enough time on the clock.
Yes.
But you don't really anticipate that when you haven't given up a huge play like that all game.
Most certainly. 2-by-2 set. 1st and 10 for the Pirates. See what Coach Stivers has dialed up here. Weaver's got time. Can't find a receiver. Got to make a play, young man, and he scrambles. And the clock's going to get under a minute by the time they snap this ball.
5-yard gain.
And there goes back that defense you were talking about earlier. They're sitting there and letting the quarterback make a decision. Let your defense play coverage. You have 3 guys on the line. You have 8 people in coverage.
Don't rush past the quarterback. And then we've got a penalty procedure. Now with the clock running, is it a runoff? Yes. So to avoid the runoff, they use their timeout. So now Modesto's out of timeouts. If not, it would have been I believe a 10-second runoff. So it'll be 2nd down and 12 for the Pirates with 54 seconds. And the Pirates have in a close ball game, Fresno got off early 3-0. Then the Pirates answered with a Nelson 46-yard run. Then got a field goal, 30-yard field goal, make it 10-3. Then Rosario with 11-yard touchdown reception made it 10-all. Dyack right before the end of the half with the field goal, make it 13-10. Rios tied it up with a field goal. Then Nelson got a touchdown for Modesto. Then Rosario answered. They missed the extra point. Then Bass got a touchdown for Modesto on a 1-yard run. Stewart with a touchdown of 53 yards, missed the 2-point conversion, and then Johnson to White for 84 yards, and that's where we stand now, 33-27. Weaver going deep, 50-50 ball, and that ball's intercepted.
And now you get down.
Weaver's first interception of the game. And Williams with the interception. Oziah Williams.
Quarterback drops back and he throws into double coverage right here. And the cornerback just steps up, undercuts the route, and makes the play.
Oziah Williams.
Good to the Pirate 28-yard line.
And with neither team having a timeout.
Here we should be looking at victory formation.
So Fresno gets a big feather in their cap with the comeback win today.
And one more step closer to their to the season that they're wanting to end with.
Quite a ball game today. Teams were both turned it over, one each. Block field goal, block PAT for Modesto. But when it was time to make a play, Malik White with the long reception broke the tackle of the defender and got the victory.
Yes.
So from Ratcliffe Stadium, where Fresno City beat Modesto 33-27 to move their record to 6-2. Our next game will be Saturday, November 3rd, as Modesto hosts Sacramento City College at 6 p.m. You've been watching Norcal Sports TV. Thanks to our crew, Joel Montera, Zach Polson, Sean Soares, our statistician, Darren Souza, and our director, Dion I. I'm Chris Babcock here in Fresno. Good night, and thanks for being on the show.
Modesto Junior College Football on Norcal Sports TV is brought to you in part by Modesto Junior College. Go to mjc.edu for more information on one of the largest athletic programs in the state. Big Island Movers, your go-to for prompt and professional moving services in Modesto and beyond. Fonzie's Tacos. Life without tacos is like no life at all. Meeting rooms on demand. Great value and rates in the Bay Area, Fresno, and Las Vegas. And American Asphalt, taking care of business in Northern California for 35 years.